alone.
Feels good to get this thing off, this helmet, yeah? I think it gets ripening, you know? I've been fighting in this thing. Fighting in this thing since Pluto. You know what that smells like? Fighting in this thing, it's just recycling in my helmet here. How you doing?
But were we ready?
France now leaving the European Union. That makes 12. Oh, the humanity.
Hey, come here, put my finger. Come on, put my finger. I'm cooking up some hot chili here. Come here, come on, put my finger. I got a hot one in too. Come on, put it. I'm Mr. President.
Can humanity survive?
He can't be intelligent life.
Had we built that damned wall.
Tune in to Fartificial Intelligence, only on Orlando's Super TV 3.
Hurricane, but her won't on my watch. I'm pilot Anthony Migliardio, founder of the only socially funded company that destroys hurricanes. Each year, hurricanes obliterate lives, property, and taxpayers' money. But I can solve this problem. Won't stops any hurricane in any error-prone computer projection by detonating one simple, safe-tested nuclear bomb in the very center of the eye of the storm. Sound risky? After serving despite a dishonorable discharge, I've managed to sneak out with this bad boy. That's the sound of a 40-year-old floppy disk loaded with top-secret codes. Stop listening to phony pseudo-scientists of climate change, and let's take back our planet. Only with Hurricane.
Mr. Migliardio will neither confirm nor deny the possession of top-secret nuclear codes. Hurricane, patent pending, not endorsed by the Better Business Bureau. Mr. Migliardio pleads the fifth.
I often wonder what kind of a future we're going to leave behind for the children, you know?
Hey, John.
Howdy, Dale. You all right?
This is John. He's been a Continental truck driver for over 35 years.
They said, basically, you can't have the trees no more, can't chop them. There ain't none left, which I know is false. I pass them by every day, driving.
Recent congressional hearings have decimated his trucking routes, carrying precious timber from Washington State to Washington, D.C.
They call it damaging the earth. What about me? I need to feed my kids, and that's by driving a truck filled with lumber. The future concerns me right now, if I have enough money to feed my kids, yeah?
Environmental groups are petitioning against American jobs at an alarming rate, citing global climate change on so-called deforestation. Tell your state senator that American jobs are more important than trees. The planet can wait. John can't.
This message paid for by Americans for Work.
New from the makers of Sicker, the hottest craze in passive messaging technology. Singstagram. You speak it, we sing it. For all the good times.
Congrats on graduating.
Congratulations on your graduation.
And the not so good times.
Sorry to hear about your loss.
Ooh, your grandma's dead.
Sorry for your loss.
When you have a song in your heart, but you can't quite get it out.
New phone, who dis?
I lost the phone.
Or total avoidance.
Can you just let him know I'm not into him?
Stay away from her, she doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
Singstagram. Every message can be a song. From the makers of Sicker.
The Blackwell Building, Wednesday, 9:15 a.m.
Welcome, everybody. This is Owen and Dirk's Pop Culture Radio with no Owen today.
Oh.
But we do have, as always, Mr. Bushy.
Yeah.
And Boston Brit's here.
Hello.
And our special guest, Fritz, everybody.
Fritz.
So he estado en Edense.
I don't speak that.
I think I've said this more than once, but now I can die happy after today's show. I'll get to do a show with Fritz.
Yeah.
It's about goddamn time.
It's funny, after we had Tuttle on the show, Bushy goes, we should just change the name of the show to Dirt introduces Bushy to all of his favorite people from the 90s.
All his real radio personality favorites.
Oh, man. So it's been a week since we did a show because I was out of town.
Well, 2 weeks then.
2 weeks, yeah. Oh, man, has it been? Yeah.
It's 2 weeks, but we only missed one show because it's show, week, missed show, week.
Yeah. I went up to the Panhandle for to visit the in-laws and everything.
Cool.
And I'm going to tell this story because it's just funny to me. So where my in-laws live, it's like 30 miles from a gas station, middle of nowhere, fish camp. And
fill up your tank before you get there.
Oh yeah. So Forrest, our dog, we have two dogs. We boarded Merle for the week, took Forrest with us. Forrest kept shitting underneath the So she was afraid to do it.
Because then you got a trash can that smells like shit.
Yeah. So
exactly.
so finally he finally gets on her enough that she decides to fling the bag into the woods, and she doesn't make it. She got it caught in the fucking tree. So the whole rest of the week we're there. There's just a bag of dog shit hanging like a Christmas ornament from the top of the tree.
Well, I mean that's just what we call a target.
Yeah.
Tis the season.
We'll get that shit down.
You're telling me within 20 minutes nobody had shot that down?
I was surprised. No, we heard some gunshots, but it was all back in the woods somewhere.
Okay. I was going to say it's debatable you were in northern Florida then. Because
I don't know what season it was.
it doesn't matter.
Her pops kept saying, he said what season it was. I forget now, but yeah, it's everybody running up and down the road's got either a dog cage in the back or like, a whole bunch of ice
on the
and
bumper.
Shit. Oh yeah.
When I lived in Intercession City, I heard a lot of gunshots.
Oh,
I still hear gunshots once a week in my neighborhood to this day.
I hear it in this neighborhood because we got a fucking neighbor 2 doors down that decides to shoot target practice in his back fucking yard.
Well, the funny thing
is right.
I would love to go outside and shoot my gun just for shits and giggles occasionally, but I feel like I'm the one. I'll go out and take a 22 with a baby nipple on it, so it's quieter. And as soon as I shoot it, the police will pull up in my driveway. But yet, whoever it is down the road can let off 15 shots in a row, and everything's
no
cool.
cops come. Whatever,
son. We ain't here about you shooting the gun. It's you shooting the baby nipples. Damn it.
Well, talking
small
about
target. That's just talent.
Talking about neighborhoods, we moved to a new neighborhood. It's nice and quiet over there.
She couldn't wait to get into it.
I could not.
And go.
So, all right. We were supposed to be out of our house on the 30th.
Okay.
And the first day that we got to move stuff over there was the 29th. Owen thought that we had 31 days in November. So he thought that we were out on the 31st and that he scheduled work.
Man.
And one of the nights that I was like, all right, Damon's saying, hey, if you need help, we'll come over, me and Emily, and his grandmother's with us to help us pack stuff up.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, I'm too tired, so I work today, I'm gonna lay down and relax. And I was like, okay, well, if Damon and Emily come over, they can still help me pack. It's all good.
Right.
He's like, nah, I'm not gonna sit there and do nothing while you guys are packing. Like, I'm not that type of person. I said, okay, cool. He calls Damon and says, yo, I'm tired. Like, I'm going to go to sleep. So don't even bother coming over. Then he realizes that we have 1 day to get out of this place. And he's like, shit.
Oh, man.
So I had to call Damon and be like, hey, are you guys still willing to help us out?
I know we just canceled, but
Exactly.
I know we told you to go fuck yourself, but can you fuck back on?
Right.
So-
Activate fucking.
Are you done fucking yourself? Because we need help right now.
Quit banging. We got shit to
Oh
move.
my God. So they came over. They were very big help. So the 30th comes.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're moving stuff out of the house, and we go to sleep at the new house. And in the middle of the night, Owen is about to like get really sick because he had migraine all day.
Yeah.
What did he do? He left the fucking Excedrin at the old house.
Oh,
So 2 o'clock in
How
the morning.
dare he?
I know. 2 o'clock in the morning. He's almost in tears from the pain, and I'm like, babe, I'll just go get it. No, stay here. Go to sleep. You need it. I'm like, no, I'll go. So I leave at 2 o'clock in the morning to go get it. Come back, and he was like, oh, thank you. You are a lifesaver. I was like, I care. And you need to help me out tomorrow. But then the next day, when we still have the moving truck, this guy walks down the ramp and kind of jumps off of it and then misses. The dirt doesn't line up with the driveway and twists his ankle or fractures it. Like it's still fucking swollen. It was swelled up to his shin.
Yeah, oh man, he showed me when he came over. He's got a whole like
it was
wrap
all
on
black
it
and blue and shit. Oh my God.
The way he described it, it was where you step halfway, half your foot on something, half your foot off.
Oh yeah,
with all your weight and rolled it 90, like 90
and
degrees.
And he heard something pop. I was like, oh my God. So
he probably tore some ligaments.
He walked like did everything on it that entire day. Like, I'm so sorry, I can't leave you to do it and whatnot. Then the next day we drop off the truck, and I told him there was something going on with the battery in the nice truck, and he's like, oh, we'll take care of it at some point. I said, oh, okay, at some point. It actually died. Okay, and we jumped it from one truck perfectly fine, no problems. The next morning we tried to go to breakfast with his grandmother, the kids, and then we were gonna go over to the house. The jumper cables caught on fire.
Oh my!
Oh, he know, like this is the second time.
Man, Owen does all the good shit.
This is the second time that
you know
he
that's
has
what
done
that means,
something
right?
wrong.
The only way that can happen
with
is
cars.
if you reverse the
Well,
polarity.
Yeah, so
Just so you know.
I'm looking and I'm like seeing smoke coming out of both vehicles, and it was really bad on the Ram and like bad on the blue truck. I'm like, babe, that's smoking. I think
And I'm
we have
guessing.
a fire.
Wait, hold. And I'm gonna guess that Owen is a rever, not a wait for it to charge.
Well, no,
so,
we waited, and then he started. He revved it a little bit.
Yeah,
but we
I
waited.
knew he was a rever.
We waited a little bit, but
Revving
you just
meaning
saw
he was
like.
going,
yeah, like so like
it's
It
just like he's like
sometimes helps.
accelerating through like a school zone.
It's slightly debatable. Like, yeah, technically your alternator's turning faster, but the battery only takes so much charge at a time.
Right.
So really, if you just hook the batteries up and leave the cars running, like there's no need to rev it. Like that really doesn't speed the charging. it just makes
I
the
feel
cables
that it
hotter
does.
so they catch on fire.
Well, yeah, so they're all burnt up. I had to call AAA. He's flipping out. He's going to the house. I took his wallet and his
Why
phone
didn't
and
you
threw it
guys
on the
call
bed.
me?
Because he was so angry. What also happened that day was Archie got out of the yard. So he already had a bad morning where Archie got out of the backyard. I had to run out there and get Archie to coach back into the fence. Oh, so it was just a bad morning. And he just flipped out and was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to the old house. And I said, okay.
Is he out there yelling,
Archie!
Archie!
Yeah.
I can see
Archie
that now.
Wawa!
He's like wobbling with a bad leg.
Archie!
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's got a limp.
He
He's doing all
he
this.
had the pepperoni steaks too.
Archie, I got pepperoni,
Well, also our backyard, the two sides are flat, and then the rest of it's on
the
an incline.
backyard's like a 45% grade.
Oh, man.
So I'm sure that makes
he's like-
it easy to walk on this broken ankle.
Where's this house at? Is it nearby here?
It's right up the road from my house. It's like Shopkey Lester.
Okay, yeah.
It's right off of
Okay.
where where they made it go through and connect to Plymouth Sereno.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on one of them new neighborhoods right there at the intersection.
Yeah, the Arbor
cool.
Ridge neighborhood.
It's actually closer than they were before to me, which
Oh,
was
wow.
already pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
But it's just a bad day. And he took off without his wallet or cell phone. I was like, okay, fine. I'm throwing it on the bed in the house. You can
Poor
find it
Owen.
yourself.
Living his best life.
That's great.
But he just like, he's not one to go to any doctors or emergency room. He has health insurance. He's like, we can't pay that bill right now. We don't have the money for me to get a medicine or something.
I don't blame him for that. I've never understood health. I've never had
don't
health
blame
insurance.
him.
Anybody I know that has health insurance pays more than me. And on top of paying health insurance.
Oh,
So
I don't blame him, but at the same time, if you're sick as a dog, the last time he was sick, right? He had a double ear infection. He had strep throat and the flu.
All at the same time?
All at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
Jesus
he
Christ.
gave me half of them.
No wonder he wants to die.
And I told him before it got really bad, go get seen.
Yeah.
Did he? No. He got and seen like when it was really bad and he was in the middle of it. I was
What
like,
men
I don't
do.
understand.
That's how men roll. Get with it.
You know what's funny is every time you're telling me that story about who had the migraine, it reminds me of when he was saying how he wants to, whenever he gets sick like that, he just wants to go out in the woods and die like a dog, like an animal, just because he doesn't want anybody. He said when he gets a real bad migraine, he'll sleep on the bathroom floor or sleep on the floor so that he doesn't shit the bed, die and shit the bed, and someone else would have to clean it up.
That is a fear. It's a valid fear.
He does leave like the bed. He will like go find somewhere else to lie down so he doesn't toss and turn and whatnot. But no, the next night I was out of Reese's Pieces for my ice cream.
You mean Reese's Pieces?
Yeah.
No, Reese's Pieces.
Exactly. I was out of them and I used
I
them
forgot
for my
you're from
ice
Boston.
cream.
You can't say shit right.
Exactly.
I like the fact that she said, I'm out of Reese's Pieces, like I'm out of toilet paper.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but right now what I'm craving is vanilla ice cream with Reese's Pieces scattered on
is
it.
it?
So
That sounds fucking yeah. You realize you're in the room with two fat guys, right? Like that's pretty much 24/7.
But so I said to them, Publix doesn't even have it because I did an Instacart order and they couldn't find any, just the cups. And I was like,
what?
I can't
You did,
fucking...
wait, you did a what?
An Instacart order.
Okay.
Fuck you!
That sounds like some kind of trendy exercise
I
that's
thought
going around on YouTube.
I did an Isacarada. I did an Isacarada. I was like, what?
But he, so he
Does
was
that
like...
come with marinara or no?
But he said to me, all right, I'll go to the gas station. I'll get you Reese's Pieces. We stopped at one. None. They had absolutely no Reese's
Maybe there's
Pieces.
ETs moving in the neighborhood.
That's what I was thinking.
They're
But
buying them all up.
It's Christmas time, so all the Reese's Pieces are going into those fucking mugs with the Reese's peanut butter cups that you give out for presents. That's why they don't have them anymore. So I gotta search around for Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, fuck Christmas.
Speaking of ET, if he was to finger someone, could you see that light like through their belly?
Of course you can.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Depends on how horny he is.
I had a
Ouch.
scientific question.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Valid.
something that you did
What did I do?
has infected my workplace. By the way.
I'm infectious.
Yeah. So
Is it
and-
hepatitis?
wait, there
I
are
hope
a
not.
number of people that I work with who listen to the show, and you made a comment about a YouTube video that you sent to me. I texted it to someone as a joke. They pulled it up, watched it in the shop, and then now everybody's watching this fucking guy.
Oh, what?
And,
Is it?
And there's a new video that came out 9 days ago, and so like one of the guys who like barely ever like jokes with me at all comes in and goes, "Did you see the new video?"
You're
like,
not talking about Dracula flow, are
yes,
you?
I am.
Oh no, Zach told me because Zach's the one that showed me. My
Yours
good
in
friend.
shambles. They stay picking the corn out of my shit. The Smith & Wesson got me moving like an invasive species. I got Midas touch, fuck boy. Bitch so bad I made her shit in my chopped cheese. I'm at
Oh
the
my
bank
God.
about to withdraw all of it. These Valentinos are
Dude's
from
like
Milan.
60.
You fucking idiot. That fentanyl gave me Vitruvian man flexibility. Got me in a state of rigor mortis. Caught a broke boy trying to come up on my Amazon package. So I skinned his ass alive. Ah! We smoking Sergi Bacchus spinal fluid infused quick release perks. She spread it and let me take a deep sniff of that mahi mahi. I gave that pussy a raspberry. They needed a stealth soldier. So I put my hands on the hibachi hot plate at Benihana and burned my fucking fingerprints off. They will not find me. Konnichiwa, you little jit. Snorting some premium modest Yahoo got me fighting for my life. I make a nice stew out of that pussy. Blacked out on the Percocet. Ordered a Desert Eagle off Amazon.
This guy-
I used to nut
apparently-
my
so I
socks
don't-
until the crust smelled sweet. I am never going back.
Zach is one of these people that like he frequents like 4chan and like
Right.
the darker corners of the web.
Yeah.
And apparently this all comes from some website that like celebrities and shit will go just like put up funny raps like or
man,
something like that. But if I'm not mistaken, he told me I hadn't heard that one yet. But he said that shit's like 9 minutes long.
It's 11 minutes
11
of that
minutes.
old man just freestyling for 11 minutes.
Well,
Not
free
freestyling.
free sounds very generous there because you can tell it's every
Yeah.
10 seconds it's a cut. You
I
know?
think that somebody's probably writing this shit for him, and they're just think it's funny to dress him up like Dracula and make him say this stuff.
No, and the dude's delivery is fucking hilarious. My favorite from the first one is where he said something like she dropped it on me from an agrarian angle. I'm moving like Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I'm like, just some of the, and you're right, maybe most likely somebody's writing the shit for him, but it doesn't take away from his delivery.
Oh no,
he
his delivery is
kills it.
fucking great, man. That's what I'm
Very
saying.
spooky.
It's funny when the guy that worked that watched it, he goes, "I watched the full 11 minutes." He goes, "I was out of breath from laughing at the end." He goes,
I'm
"It gets
sure.
worse and worse and worse as it goes along."
I can only imagine.
That's great. Zach will find
Like
that
where he said, "I
hilarious
used to
it's caught
nut in
on.
my socks till the crust smelled sweet."
Oh, God.
Him too, huh?
But it's so funny because like I have people coming up to me going, "Hey, did you hear the new Dracula flow?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't," because apparently I didn't like and subscribe, so I didn't get the push notification when that shit came out.
Yeah, no.
But I don't even. I was looking at the channel that those all of them are on the same channel, and there's no indication that this guy is part of that channel or that they have anything to do with him. So I don't know who this guy is. I almost want to put Owen on the case because Owen is the type. Owen, we need to find Dracula flow guy.
Owen would dox him.
And we'll get this guy on our show.
Oh,
my
shit! I didn't even
God.
think about that. I was about to say I can find out from Zach. Like I can because here's the worst part. I'm sure Zach told me all this shit very eloquently and laid it out
Yeah.
exactly where he is.
And you
all.
didn't fucking listen.
I don't listen. Or if I do, I can't present it correctly. I keep trying to get him on the fucking show. Zach, if you're listening, get on the goddamn show. Pissing me off.
Man, so the over the break, the band that I'm gonna feature for the show today, I know you probably know who they are. I know Fritz over here stole my album from them for years. I got it back a little while ago. The Pogues. You familiar with the Pogues? No, really?
No. I don't know.
So Shane McGowan was the singer of the Pogues. He
By the
passed
way,
away
I
this week.
recently asked this on Fritz on the Street.
What's it?
How many out of 8 do you think got it right?
Oh, about Shane McGowan?
Yeah.
1.
There's 2.
Really?
Yeah, 2 out of 8.
Man, okay, so I'm going to tell you how my experience with the Pogues. The Pogues were an Irish, they call it Irish or Celtic punk band.
Okay.
They're an Irish punk band, but they sound like a traditional Irish band. That they just did. If you've ever been in an Irish pub on St. Patty's Day, you'll always hear Sally Macklin. That's one of their songs. It's like, it's a lot of times it's the song they play when everybody's toasting. But Shane passed away at 65 last week. And they had their first #1 single in the history of the band. It was a song from 1987 called Fairy Tale of New York. And so they finally got a #1 hit because Shane passed away and he was all in the news and everything. But they're just one of those bands, man. By the end of the show, I guarantee it's going to be on your playlist. They're one of those bands. That are so
I was
fucking
gonna
fun.
say when you
I didn't get into Irish bands until like college because I only knew one song from the Dropkicks, which was "We're Shipping Up to Boston."
Everyone, yeah, the one that everyone knows,
Yeah.
And that's because it was played at all the Celtics games and whatnot. So I didn't hear anything until college.
I was gonna say if they hadn't collaborated with 3-6 Mafia, I've never heard them. So.
Well, in college, that's when we started going to Irish pubs in Salem in Boston because, you know, where else do you go?
I don't go out.
In Boston. In
There's people out there.
You know, what's so funny is you just mentioned that, and I'm like, I think everyone's gonna kind of look back at the pandemic when the lockdown when it was happening and have the memories like the kind of memories I do because I remember when Dropkicks did their show, like the live full fucking show, live on YouTube, live streaming, and stuff like that. I thought was fucking great. Phil Anselmo and the Illegals did an entire set of Pantera live streamed. And there was all those really cool things that were going on like that with all these live stream concerts and shit. And that was just fun, man. It was just a good time. Everybody was at home. You can't go anywhere. What do? You get fucking schnocker and you watch these fuckers do live shit on
Exactly.
YouTube.
I vote we go back to pandemic.
Yeah.
I preferred it.
I
People
think that
stayed
you
away
and
from
Owen
me, like
would
in
prefer it.
corner stores.
Owen
you
does
know,
not like going
you
out.
You got the little stop sign you're supposed to stand on.
Yeah.
Very orderly. People stay the fuck away. Nobody wants to talk to one another because you're spitting germs.
Right. I thought Owen was
fucking-
gonna die today in traffic.
It's my utopia.
Why are there so many people out?
I didn't,
had enough.
I didn't realize how much
Yeah,
I did.
for sure.
I didn't like people seeing my face until I had an excuse to wear a mask all the time. Like it had nothing to do with a sickness for me. I just
I bet
my face.
your bank robberies went way smoother.
Yeah. That's funny that you because I mean that I was like, is there going to be an uptick in bank robberies? Like it would make sense,
Exactly.
you know.
But I'll tell you, those masks are almost like makeup on women, and how like they wear 5 pounds of makeup to hide what they really look like.
So I
the
got to start
masks,
wearing makeup.
You only saw their eyes like right here, and it was like oh, they have really pretty eyes, and then they take the mask off, and it's like oh, butterface. So
What was it? I can't remember who it was that said it. I think it was Monique, the comedian. She said when the pandemic. No, it was Miss Pat. She said you pretty ass bitch is about to have a season.
Yeah.
So the most interesting thing that I heard about the whole exactly what you're talking about is so all the kids that were like 13, 14, 15 at that time that you just starting to date for the first time, you're getting your first girlfriend, first boyfriend.
Yeah.
Some of these people had never seen their girlfriend or boyfriend without a mask until
Oh my
after the
God.
pandemic ended because they got together while it was going on.
did they not understand FaceTime? Like literally,
Let my
you
story
can-
alone.
You can live
okay?
stream on Facebook and everything.
You're probably right. I didn't think about that. Okay.
But I'm saying, like,
Damn it.
this new generation's all about fucking technology. So is
No,
the
you're right,
millennials.
you're right.
So in reality, we should be fucking sitting there.
Well, then fuck whoever said that originally that I stole it.
Yeah,
from.
what an idiot.
All right, so let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back. Fritz has got a special announcement. He wants to do an official announcement on the show tonight.
I'm pregnant. Oh, did you want me
Nice.
to wait?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it the second. Oh, you already told him now. He's pregnant.
Can you dump it? Dump it.
Dump it. He's
We're gonna be very happy.
This isn't radio.
Who's the mother?
he's like
That's a personal question. Isn't it?
he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, that was twins.
Yeah,
No,
that's
Junior was the one who was pregnant.
Yeah.
All right. Let's this is the song I just mentioned. I said if you've ever been in an Irish pub or an English bar, I mean, I even heard this shit at Back Booth downtown. If you're out on St. Patty's Day celebrating, then you're probably going to know this song.
If you like to get shit faced and yell,
yeah.
Tell me
Drink
this
some green
tell me
fucking
this
beer.
tell me this song doesn't make you want to fucking slam a bottle on the ground and fucking listen to this shit.
Jimmy Glide, I'm on again, the pub where I was born. We played it from the night time to the peaceful early morn.
I feel like I should be a pirate wench.
Yeah.
To the men who had black horn.
this is air hunting music.
Air humping. Yeah. All right, you listen to Pop Culture Radio. We'll be right back.
And he took her off with goggles in the morning. We walked into the station in the rain. We kissed him as we put him on the train. And we sang him a song of times long gone. No, we didn't, we'd be seeing him again. Sad to say, I must be on my way. So buy me beer or whiskey, cause I'm gone. The years went by and twice I tried, so I grew to be a man. I learned to love the virtues of St. Sally MacDonald. I took the days and drank the beers and crawled back home and done.
Every year, people spend thousands of dollars on pedigreed show-quality dogs. Fancy, right? Now look at your own dog. I'll wait. Feeling like the dollar value of your beloved pooch might be a little lacking? Hi, I'm Charlie Sousa. With my patented formula for canine restoration, my team and I flipped over 800 dogs last year alone. And this year, we hope to double, triple, or even quadruple the value of your domesticated best friend. Paid $100 for your chihuahua at a rescue shelter? We'll take that little shaky son of a bitch and duct tape a spoiler to his hiney, increasing downforce and road traction. Bingo! Bango, bongo, that mutt is easily worth his weight in pure commemorative figurines. It's as easy as that. Has Rex's eyesight started to fail in his twilight years? My system will teach you to prop him up in front of a piano while wearing sunglasses as we pipe in the music of a beloved king of blind piano, Ray Charles. Rex's net worth has just increased by 11%. It's just that easy. Flip That Dog LLC is the only solution you'll need for all your dog estimates, restoration, and reappraisals. Hire us today or buy my new book, Life's a Bitch, and Now I'm Rich, by Charles Sousa. Call now. Don't spend money on your pooch. Make it. Flip that dog. Woo!
If you want to live your best life, you need to call me, Jake Berman. My life revolves around sports, but maybe yours doesn't. That's why I'm introducing the Jake Berman Betterment Program. Let's hear from a few satisfied customers.
He's changed my life. His classes, they mean everything to me.
Excuse me.
You
Sorry.
need something?
Cheryl, I'm going to need those reports on my desk that we talked about by 5.
Do you see my lips move? I am talking to
I'm sorry.
friend.
Talking
Can't you see I'm talking to someone?
Don't take my word for it.
Jake's teachings really helped me process the death of my grandfather.
Here we are to honor this man who loved immensely, who held tightly, who caressed.
Hey,
gently.
come on. Is it a wake or a wake me up? Wrap it up, buddy. Come on. I'm Jake Berman, and the next time you wake up, you'll be that guy. Call 415-2399. 878-61515. I want you to live your best life. Call 415-2399-878-61515. Then pound 10. I'm Jake Berman.
Ginkgo Kielbasa, from the people who brought you Energy Bronze, comes a taste you'll never forget.
Ginkgo Kielbasa.
The first time you met the love of your life and the smell of the air. It's a Meat Tube memory miracle!
Ginkgo Kielbasa.
Overcoming the rival team. And the first time you won the game. Listen to that crowd.
Ginkgo Kielbasa.
The first time you couldn't pay rent and the taste of delicious ramen noodles. Ginkgo Kielbasa, the meat you'll remember. Take things to a new level upon Wii with the first annual French Riviera Games. Events include
cigarette smoking, depressing filmmaking, scouting, esoteric performance art, and mustache. Fun for the whole family.
We will have disinterested mimes that will challenge your child's sense of existential security.
And a bounce house.
A special appearance by over 50 Serge Gainsbourg impersonators.
And Jean Reno.
Check out our Midway games and events. And
buckets.
The French Riviera Games.
Where the wine flows like the river Rhone.
Coming to an empty field near you.
I'm Sergeant Barkis Clayton. In the 2 decades of my professional career in Central Florida, nothing has twisted up my gut more than the cowards who've taken the baby swans from Lake Eola. The poor mother goose calls day and night for her babies, and now she's calling me. The so-called signet caper is nothing more than a depraved, hollow individual seeking out the most innocent life form to torment and terrorize. I vow to track these suspects down using force if I must. If you're the one who did this heinous crime, me and the crime ender's gonna find you. Only a jackass would do something that stupid. Or maybe you don't have a brain in that ugly head of yours. If that's the case, I can't help you. But I will find you. And maybe, if you turn yourself in, I'll go easy on you. But rest assured, Central Florida, Sergeant Barkis Clayton will be vigilant, ever present, gun in hand and law on my side. I will not lose this fight. And you can take that to the bank of Lake Eola.
Life's not fair. Have you felt neglected? Have your needs been denied? We are currently bringing a class action lawsuit against the news junkie. Have you been denied any of the following?
Magnet, shirt, bumper sticker, $50 gift card, badge, chat room impunity, live trivia complaints, self-validation.
Or otherwise. If you've been wronged, please don't delay. Take back what should have been yours. Join the ASCII class action lawsuit today.
The twilight years are the best years of your life.
But you might not know that if you're just watching TV.
Hi, I'm host Chris Christopher.
And I'm Neil Scheinfeld. Getting older offers insightful commentary and wisdom to those of you enjoying your last years.
We understand you have, at best, 4 more years left. Getting older shows old people not unlike yourself, doing things exceptionally better than you.
Drop us a line to be featured on the next episode, and do it quickly, sooner rather than later.
Time is a precious thing, and so is tuning in to Getting Older.
Looking for professional installation for that fence? Don't want to do it yourself? Look no further than Fence Crafter, Central Florida's newest and coolest wall building company. If you're like me, you want a yard wall built exactly for your personality. We'll absolutely do it for the least amount of money. If it's important to you, we'll do it, guaranteed. Custom painting, 3D print renderings, and free shipping is the Fence Crafter way of business. Call or find us on social media for your free estimate. Fence Crafter.
The Blackwell Building, Wednesday, 9:15 a.m.
Why are you standing so close to the printer? The paper is so warm when it comes out. Oh, thank God. I thought I was the only one. Oh, this place is freezing all the time. I know, right? So I'm not the only one?
Ladies, if you have time to be standing around, you certainly have time to be working. Don't you have anything you could be doing right now?
Yeah, like maybe have a core temperature of more than 65 degrees.
It's so cold. I can't type.
I don't know. It seems fine to me. I just get back to work. That's all I want.
I can't.
Someone needs to take charge around here.
Someone needs to light a fire in this bitch. Give me the papers, Alice.
Wait, what?
Men are always telling women what they can and can't do with their bodies. Now they have a stranglehold on the AC.
Hold on. The thermostat is right over there. Literally, I can see it from here. It's 20 feet away. I have no control over that.
Oh, right. It's always somebody else, never you, Harold.
Smash the windows!
You guys realize this is a felony, right?
My nipples could cut diamonds, Harold. Diamonds.
Like, you're going to jail, or at least there's a hefty fine.
Cold as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Did you know male-controlled thermostats are the #1 leading cause of workplace violence? Don't be Harold. Always keep your thermostat set to 82 degrees. It's the only way to stay safe.
Want to open up a drive-through liquor store that doubles as a notary public and dry cleaner? That's all you, my sons and daughters of liberty. Here at Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery, we've been bottling up freedom for over 6 years, and we encourage every American to embrace their God-given freedom with their lips. And just in time for this crucial election year, be sure to look out for our Devil's Advocate series of handcrafted beauties. We'll have you playing both sides of the fence in no time, with our party-specific fun facts of corruption printed on every bottle. Our Build-A-Wall VIP beer will infuriate your liberal friends, and our cover-up coffee porter will alienate your conservative ones. Because what's more American than becoming a multimillionaire off a drunken idea for an app that tells you what kind of pizza matches your suit? Drinking a Badass Hangry Eagle? That's what. America. Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery. America AF.
Badass Angry Eagle Brewery!
Hurricane, but her won't on my watch. I'm pilot Anthony Migliardio, founder of the only socially funded company that destroys hurricanes. Each year, hurricanes obliterate lives, property, and taxpayers' money. But I can solve this problem. Her won't stops any hurricane in any error-prone computer projection by detonating one simple, safe-tested nuclear bomb in the very center of the eye of the storm. Sound risky? After serving despite a dishonorable discharge, I've managed to sneak out with this bad boy. That's the sound of a 40-year-old floppy disk loaded with top-secret codes. Stop listening to phony pseudo-scientists of climate change, and let's take back our planet. Only with her won't.
Mr. Migliardio will neither confirm nor deny the possession of top-secret nuclear codes. Her won't. Patent pending, not endorsed by the Better Business Bureau. Mr. Migliardio pleads the fifth.
In a world of journalistic excellence
Can I get your opinion?
comes a man with no formal training.
How do you feel about Kraft Newberg?
This is Fritz on the Street.
I met my love by the gasworks wall. Dream the dream.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is from the 1985 album Rum, Sodomy, and the Lash by the Pogues. Song Dirty Old Town. But this guy is like, his voice is just one of those voices. When you hear this, you're like, I need fucking whiskey now.
Does that to make it sound good?
No.
Oh,
It just makes you. This is the kind of music that makes me want to sit around and just drink.
You know who produced this album, right?
Who?
Elvis Costello.
Oh, really?
No shit.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And then he met Cato.
Cato Reardon.
No, not Cato Reardon. The name of the bassist.
Yeah, I think it was Cato Reardon.
No, that's the Zombies. Oh man, I can't remember now.
Oh.
But he married her.
Oh, yeah.
She sings "I'm a Man You Don't Meet Every Day" from this album.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now I got to do research. Hold on.
Oh, man. Yeah, I thought for sure he was married to Cato Reardon at one point, and then he he divorced her and he married what's the name of the jazz singer? Damn, now I can't remember her name. She sang some stuff with Willie Nelson on the American Classic album, but yeah. Now you're gonna make me do research. Fucking asshole. All right.
Well, real quick before we
Yeah.
get started
Yeah.
into anything else too much. So I got a Ring doorbell for the first time.
Yeah, it is Cato Reardon.
And I actually have to apologize to Fritz because he's one of the, 12 or 15 people that I've installed a Ring doorbell for. As a matter of fact, I think it was 2 for him. Mine, I just got the 1. What I didn't know is I got it installed, drilled the concrete, put the mount up, put the box on, put the set screws in there because it's special screws that don't screw into the battery and stuff. Go inside, I'm setting up the app and everything. Oh, do you have this? Do you have that? Your Wi-Fi password. Make sure you use these screws. Take the plastic off. At step number 7, plug in and charge for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Did you have to take down the ones that I'd installed to charge them before you could link them in and everything?
I mean, they were already charged.
Okay, see, mine came completely decharged. It says may take up to 12 hours. It was 11 and a half hours it took to charge that shit up.
It said may take up to.
Yeah,
12.
but guess what? It should say that at step 1. Charge battery for up to 12
of trying
hours.
to put it on the
Not
house.
after you've gathered. By the way, like I said, that is after the install instructions, the instructions to put the set screws in the bottom so you don't pierce the battery, take off the Why is charge the battery step 7 and not step 1?
Wait, so do you have to take that thing off the wall to charge it?
Yeah, there's a little mini USB, and not the newest one, not the USB-C, but the one that's small on top, big on the bottom.
Mini USB, yeah.
Mini USB, yeah. Because mine has a battery that just slides out of the bottom of it, but also mine is also hardwired into the doorbell.
No,
So mine's powered.
Okay, so the ones that are wired, you pretty much have to have a pre-existing doorbell, and you can get away with those. There was no pre-existing doorbell where I live, so it's the 100% battery one. Also, when I scanned the QR and everything, it said Gen 2. And what I believe is just like cell phones, they've made it where it's just an internal battery that you no longer can switch the battery out.
That's
or
weird.
anything. I didn't see anything. There's just a plug in the back, and that's it.
Well, and do you want to tell why you had to get a Ring doorbell?
Well, it looked like someone had tampered with my exterior door. So I was like, fuck it. This way I can. And honestly, now that I have it, I really wish I would have got one a long time ago for a couple of reasons. The way the house is set up, it wide angles everything. So it gets the gate, my car, all that shit. The most important thing, though, is my mom no longer has to ask me whether the gate is fucking open or not because I shared the link with her, so she can just go to the Ring and see that the gate's closed.
She can text you and go, that gate is not closed.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay.
Turn around, come back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an hour away. Thanks, Ma.
But I just thought it was funny that, like I said, I had never had my own, and I've installed many of these things for other people, and now I'm seeing them in my mind at 8, 9 o'clock at night. They got off work. They're like, okay, I'll link in my shit. And they're like, wait a minute, I got to charge this thing. Then they got to go find the special tool, take the screws out the bottom, take it off the wall. So from now on, at least I know if I install Ring doorbells for people to have them charge it up. In conclusion,
I can tell you, we got one of those Ring cameras for Jackson's room. And I mean, we can see him destroy it. We can see him unplug it. It's great. And so now we have it in the living room of the new house, so we can watch the dogs when we leave. But I can tell you, Owen has already gone to bed. It is 6:30 at night, and the living room is completely dark, and he has gone to another room, most likely bed. He's in bed at this point.
Well, he's got to let that broken bone sepsis,
I will say, old man moment. It was pretty funny. I had left my phone inside, and it sends you a chime whenever it identifies there's a person.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't heard it yet. So I opened my door and go to walk in my room, and all of a sudden I'm hearing this beautiful wind chime. and I literally, for about 3 seconds, was looking around for a fucking wind chime, and
That
then
sounds
realized
so nice.
it was my phone in the room.
Is this the last thing you hear before you die? And then you wait.
It's a really pretty sound before you get shot in the face.
And then you just hit your joint. I'm still alive. What was that?
Yeah, but it also made me think it was funny that it's this beautiful sound for basically intruder.
Yep.
But it's like,
well, it means someone's at the front door. Yeah, it could be a lizard. It could be the neighbor cat.
Right.
What a beautiful noise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like carbon monoxide when you die with a smile on your face.
Yep.
That's
Whenever
so
I hear that
funny.
now, I'm just checking the revolver. Oh, it's the neighbor cat. Oh, okay. I'll put the gun in my pocket, but I'll still give it treats.
It's like the neighbor got some wind chimes, and you're cocking your gun in the back.
That's another thing. I pretty much would only walk out my door after dark if I had a gun. And now it's like I don't have to do any of that. I can just check the Ring and look, it's not, there's nothing going on out there. Boring.
Just tape the gun to the front door. That way, when you're out there, you just grab it.
Well, I'll tell you,
Work smarter, not harder.
I'm gonna tie it to the gate.
when we were in the other house, that my phone would vibrate constantly when nobody was in there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? If the windows are open, something drives by and flashes a light in the room.
I will say I don't know if it's because I got the Gen 2 or if it was a thing with the first one, but apparently I haven't done it yet because mine seems to be pretty good on the sensitivity level.
Yeah,
but you can actually set individual zones.
Yeah, you can set the range on it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. I just put it in the fucking room and
get
linked it up to my phone.
Yeah, because when I first put mine in, I set it for the widest range, and it was constantly going off. I'm like, oh, the neighbor's washing his car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, look at somebody drove by.
I've been
nice.
staring at my neighbor's Christmas lights in night vision, so it's just gray, but it's
Yeah.
so relaxing for some reason.
It's something to look at.
When we were in the
When
Panhandle,
you're taking a shit.
Bushy was coming over to
Paranoid.
feed the turtle, and it was he would text me. He's like, coming over to feed the turtle. I'm like, yeah, my doorbell's gonna go off anyway.
Right? No,
So
if I
just
would
show
have,
me,
if I would have installed my Ring before I did all that, I would have known that every time I show up, you get a fucking alert.
Yeah.
Oh, I shook my bottle on the way in today. I was like,
I'll have to go back and look at it.
well, I know when I first started coming on the show, Owen be like, wave at the camera as we come in. I was like, okay.
Do I have to? Am I on right now?
The only problem is I've managed to rid my entire house of mirrors over a year or so. But now I have to see myself every time I go in and out of the door. And I'm like, God damn it! Look at that. That ass gets stuck in a rocking chair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, every so often when Owen tries to take a picture of the baby, he turns his camera on. It's already facing him, and he's like, "Whoa!" He turns around. I'm like, "Babe,
Oh, it's
what's wrong?"
It's startling.
Yeah, it's terrifying to see yourself.
I'm like, "Babe, you're handsome. Why are you freaking out?"
Oh, you're a good partner.
He is handsome.
You know,
He is
I,
a handsome man.
I just started wearing
Yeah.
glasses in the last 6 months, and it is amazing, like the way it clears stuff up.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say it is amazing how you look better. You all look better. Every one of you, you look way better.
I
Well,
have
you'd have to get this
contacts.
close for that to work.
I
have
thought you guys were like
contacts
walking, sweltering potatoes, but no, you actually have facial features. It's crazy.
You actually do have human form.
I was yelling at the tuber. Apparently, that's your face. I'm so sorry.
That wasn't shoulder hair.
But no, I have contacts. So he's like, you need a new prescription, babe. I'm like, why? Because you don't see right. No, you are very handsome to me.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
That's so sweet.
What my thoughts
I'd fuck
and
him.
opinions are. Exactly. Exactly.
It's very important too for men to hear that because men don't hear it enough. And I mean, I'm not one of those right, yeah, feminism sucks kind of guys,
No,
like
yeah.
the Jordanson
but
guy
I-
or whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
Yeah.
men definitely could use that more.
There are not enough women who appreciate the looks of their men. I will say that.
I would
I've
say
never
that's-
had one.
I would
Well,
say
but yeah, but look at you.
Well, yeah.
Christ.
Point taken. Point taken.
Come
Bush is a
on.
handsome man.
This is a comedy show, Bushy. I remember when we first started doing the show in here, and Bushy's like, I don't have a table in front of me. And then was like, you'll be fine. And then we did the first week of the show, and he's like, can you put the camera angle up a little bit? Because the way it was set, like you could see like where his pants and his shirt go together, and it's like riding up a little bit. And he's like, can we do a show where my gunt's not on fucking national broadcast?
Gun.
Yeah, it's a gun. It's a gut that hangs so low.
Right. I
It's
can
in
imagine.
proximity to the.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
To your cunt.
I knew she'd say it.
Oh,
It's
I
not
am-
even.
I'm
It's not even.
raunchy.
It's not even that hard of a path to lead her down.
Yeah, no. No, she's already at the gate waiting.
Yeah, she was like, on her way here. I'm gonna say cunt tonight.
No, I have a funny story for you. So my cousins came into town before we moved,
Is she a cunt?
and no. And my son loves hanging out with his cousins, like nonstop. Now he's like, cousins, we're going to see the cousins. I'm like, no, they live in Deerfield. Like that's
Yeah.
3 hours away. We're not going.
Can I ask how old is the son?
My son's 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So he looks forward to every time they come. But this time he decided to flip off his cousin. I don't think he understands what it means. He just sees me do it in the car with my road rage. I'm like, fuck you. So he like and she goes over to me and her mother and she's like, Jackson flipped me off. And I was like, yeah,
kind of his thing.
He swear now he does this other thing where he's like, dumb shit. Fuck you.
I wonder where he's getting all this from.
Exactly.
Yeah, that might be a problem in 2 years.
When he goes to school, yeah.
Or now.
No, I think you can probably wean him off of it now, but yeah.
It almost reminds me every so often when I hear him in the back of the car or like in timeout, he's saying stuff like that. It reminds me of the Christmas Story where the father would be in the basement
Right.
beating up the heater and like saying everything.
Not a
in the
finger!
Yeah. So that's what it reminds me of right now.
By the way, do you guys like that movie? Because apparently that's the worst Christmas movie ever.
My
Everyone hates
brother
A
will
Christmas
tell
Story.
you that.
I
I
liked
love
it.
that, but I tortured my brother every Christmas because the second that we woke up, that was on 24 hours on Christmas Day, and I would make him watch it
You're
the
talking about
entire
Christmas Story with
Yeah.
the
A Christmas
leg,
Story,
the leg
yeah.
lamp,
The leg lamp,
and,
yeah.
Yeah.
Red
I actually
Ryder
have one of
BB
those
gun.
leg lamps.
I
I'll
think
put it in the
it's
studio.
a
here.
major
I
award.
think it probably has a higher rating based on nostalgia, but I wouldn't say
It's
it's
like
a-
80% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Did you
it's
see
not-
the?
it's
You
not
guys see the
great.
sequel last year?
A
Oh my
Christmas
God, I
Story,
loved
Christmas-
it.
I loved it. I love
It
the
was
sequel. They
great.
brought back Peter Billingsley playing himself as
Everybody,
an adult.
everybody got
okay.
brought
Same
back.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
alright.
great. I thought it was
Different
good.
mom, different mom.
No, the mom was the same. It was the father's dad.
No, it's different mom. Yeah.
Is it the different one?
Fight! Oh, look it up. It's the same mom. Yeah,
Oh.
it's the same mom. But anyway, but yeah, but here's the thing. So somebody asked me at work. They're like, fucking Christmas movies and all this.
I'm
And
gonna
like,
change the Wikipedia article just
and
so
I'm
you're
like-
wrong.
and I'm like,
Pen- I am.
Somebody asked me, they're like, why do you hate Christmas movies so much? And I'm like, because there's like a handful of them that are good, but the Hallmark Network and fucking Melissa Joan Hart wrapped the holiday in barbed wire and shoved up my ass for 2 fucking months every year. Like, if there's a good Christmas movie, I'm all for it. But there's the Hallmark where they announced like 35 new Christmas movies this year. And I'm like, yeah, they all have the same fucking plot.
Yeah, that's just, they're all terrible. It's just recycled stories of different people and stuff. But I will say, I think it came out last year, maybe even the year before. I watched Violent Night.
Oh yeah, I
a
heard
couple
about that
weeks
one.
ago. It's cool.
I know
Like,
that's a new one, right?
Like I said, I think it might be a year or two
Couple years
old. I could be wrong.
Is it good
but
though?
I give it probably about a 6.57.
Okay,
which is high for like a
holiday movie
well,
or a horror movie in general.
It's not really a horror, but it's I thought it was witty.
There you go.
I thought it was witty. I thought it was what it made me like. There wasn't one point in the movie where I like belly laughed. You know what I mean? But it's like chuckle worthy through most of the movie.
Okay.
So I dug it.
What were you gonna say, Fritz?
I recently saw the 2 movie set up by Ty West, X.
Oh
and
yeah,
Pearl.
X. What? Okay. I'm glad you hold up. I'm glad you
Both
brought
of those are great.
I'm glad you brought this up. So I have this whole thing where whenever I watch a horror movie, I lean pretty heavy on IMDb rating. Like I agree with it.
I like to go to Rotten Tomatoes to see what people think, and then I'll still watch it. Like if I really want to watch it. And these 2 have been on my radar for a long time. Another one that I haven't seen yet, that of course everyone won movie of the year, Oscar best film, is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I saw it. I loved it.
I still keep jumping over it.
I've seen it. I fucking loved it. It was it was amazing to me.
My thing right out of the get-go was you're trying to make a movie that's different by putting immigrants in a laundromat who know karate. I'm like, but obviously everyone that I say that to goes, you just gotta watch it.
Yeah. I keep hearing the same thing
But,
too.
so, yeah,
every time I
obviously
look
have to
at
watch
it, every time I look at it, I'm like, I'll watch it later.
Yeah,
I just
everyone
pass
says it's
over
great.
it.
Jamie Lee Curtis won her first Oscar because of that movie.
And
okay.
Hope, who's the guy's name? Ho Quay
Key.
something.
Okay.
They call him Key.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold up. Back to the movie.
No, that's what he calls himself. That's his nickname. But
Yeah.
that actor.
Back to the movie X though, real quick.
Yeah.
So I have this thing with my IMDb ratings where if it's a horror movie, you have to add 1. Like horror movies always just have a lower rating.
Just a +1?
+1. So
Makes
like
no sense, Bushy.
Why does it make no sense?
So if a movie has a 17, you go, oh, it's an 18.
Well, there is no 17. Like the highest, the highest rated IMDb, like the highest rated IMDb movies are like 7.2, 7.3.
Out of 10.
It's like out of 10.
I thought you meant out of 100.
No.
Oh.
So then like most horror movies, even horror movies that are decent, are like a 3.5,
Biggest shit on,
4.5.
Oh, when Saw first came out, Rotten Tomatoes was like 35%, and I was like, no, you guys are wrong. I'm like,
No,
no, you guys are wrong.
right.
And now it's at, I think, 60 or 70 because it was like reevaluated.
The first Saw is a phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
Now here's
for sure.
Here's the weird thing about that movie X. The reason I watched it, it has the highest IMDb I've ever seen on a horror movie by like 2.
Oh yeah,
it's like a 6.8.
Yeah, no, it's even better than that on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like critic scored 95, audience score 75.
Okay, so here's
it's that good.
Here's X. Now here's my question to you. I personally didn't necessarily feel it was that good. I thought it was good, really good.
Watch it again. When you watch it again, it's like it's taking in a breath and letting go of a breath.
I will say what this is. What amazed me about the movie, the cinematography, like certain shots, the way, and it's terrible. I don't want to ruin it, but like,
kind of break down the plot.
The plot is late 60s, early 70s,
79. Because you guys don't know, right? Britain Dirt.
No, I have no idea.
So basically, this group of people go out to form a porno movie. On like an old person's farm. They're like, oh, this would be a good place to film it.
This movie was recommended to me. I didn't watch it. Is Jenna Ortega in this?
Yep.
Okay.
It's really good overall. And I think
Mia Goth is the star.
I think why I got such a high rating was not only, like I said, the cinematography is really good. Some of the shots are like amazing, but I think it's a little bit deeper than most horror movies because what it does is it addresses like the human condition of getting older.
God, yes.
Right?
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
I think that's why it got this huge IMDb because technically, if I'm going by my scale, it's a 7.8.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The thing that I loved about it was like, okay, it's got these this group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in a van. Jenna Ortega is like the 19-year-old sound operator. Her boyfriend is the cinematographer. He's trying to make it an avant-garde, beautiful film. He's like, not a lot of porno flicks are good cinema.
Exactly.
I'm trying to make it good cinema. So he's trying to do this like one extra step. Jenna Ortega sees the first sex scene and she's kind of like shy, and they call her church mouse.
Okay.
So she sees the second one and she's kind of like coming into her own now. And then that first night, she's like, I want to be in this movie. And it immediately creates that rift between her and her boyfriend. So you have that going on. You then have the old couple at the house.
Who's the director?
Ty West.
I don't know.
Okay.
T.I. and then West. So they filmed it in New Zealand, and then 5 weeks later they filmed Pearl, which is an extraordinary origin story.
Okay.
And so Mia Goth stayed in character basically for this entire 6-month period.
Oh wow.
You
I
watch
didn't know there was a second one.
You watch X and then you watch Pearl. It came out 6 months later.
Oh no shit.
So both movies came out in 2022, and they are absolute hallmarks. I can't say that enough.
You said Pearl is an origin story?
Think Pearl is an origin story, and that is sitting at like 97 critical score, 92 audience score. It's the much higher favored movie of the two, and they're filming. They've already filmed, I think, the third one, Maxine, with 3 X's.
I will say,
that's the third of the trilogy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Fucking amazing.
I forgot about that, but I would say that's probably a third aspect that makes it really high rated is the fact that this guy is trying to make a quality, like you said, avant-garde horror movie inside. Wait, I know, but wait, inside of what is a well-made avant-garde horror movie. You see what I'm saying? Like they're paralleling the guy himself by actually making this really good avant-garde horror movie
inside of the premise of wanting to make an avant-garde porno.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, like great. I'm really excited now to see Pearl.
There are so many layers to that onion. Like I can't recommend it enough. Both of those together.
Yeah, I need. It's been suggested to me. I need to just check it out
real quick. I won't ruin anything, but since
I didn't ruin anything with the Jenna Ortega storyline, right? Because that's conflict, and you're like,
you're fine. You're fine.
What is she gonna do?
But the reason I said it is because what I'm about to say could ruin it if I'm not tactful. But one of my favorite shots of the whole movie, and it seemed very simple, very high top down. Do you know what I'm talking about? She's swimming.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that shot in particular, and it kind of
you can say it.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say it. But
I'm gonna
like,
say it then.
No, don't say it. but just that shot seemed like something so simple, and I don't get like that anxiety or that tightness of like, oh my god. But that shot did it for me.
That is a suspense shot, and like that's what's so well done about it. It's a horror film, but when you think of it, it's really suspense and thriller more than anything.
Yeah, and you know
it's not horror, so to say.
But I think horror
Pearl is horror. Pearl is a horror film.
Okay. And you said that's an origin. So that from what I remember
Pearl
reading
was the second of the 3 that
yeah, reading the description is Pearl is the origin story of the family that owns the house that they went to or something, right? Okay. But I think horror movies are in their like they're in at their pinnacle right now with acceptability from mass movie press. I think with guys like Jordan Peele, who Jordan Peele has been making fucking amazing movies, and he's getting that sort of like push and that like sort of those accolades from regular just mainstream movie critics.
Jordan Peele is my favorite horror director.
So I think that they're at that horror movie are coming into that age, that era they're in right now, where it's not just like a VHS tape that you watch and everyone gets scared and you want to see who can make it all the way through the movie, shit like that. It's almost like they're making really good fucking films that just happen to be about terrifying subjects
that have different through lines.
Yeah,
they have different threads.
I personally have never been a horror fan. Until saw one that you brought it. That was one of the very first horror movies I ever watched, and I was like,
and that's
this
a
is
hard one to watch.
This is a good movie, and it's horror.
Yeah,
See,
not the other way around.
I was terrified of horror movies for a very long time because my father had me watch 2.
The Gate is one?
No. It was Poltergeist 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the second one.
Yep, and Arachnophobia.
Yeah.
In the same night when I was like 4.
Oh man.
So I was terrified until Alfred Hitchcock. I got introduced to Alfred Hitchcock and Psycho, which I started taking baths instead of showers. And I loved the birds, but then I was terrified of birds.
Yeah.
Which caused a whole scene at Universal. It was bad. But no, and then like I started watching more of the newer ones, and now I find the old Nightmare on Elm Streets to be hilarious compared to the new one that came out.
Oh, that new one was so creepy.
It really was. Like the way they did everything.
The way-
it's
Freddy becomes a real fucking creep in that one.
Yeah.
Like in the
Wait,
original.
like killing and molesting kids. Is
Yeah, but
creepy
they
enough.
make him campy and funny. He has
Yeah.
good lines, like his comebacks. And like Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger has good comebacks and he's witty. In the one when they redid it in like 2010, I think it was, the guy's just a straight up fucking creep.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Was
He-
that
he
Freddy
was
Krueger
really
is he
fucking
makes your
creepy.
skin crawl.
Dude, and he looks like an actual burn victim. And Luscious Lisa, God love her. She loves Robert Englund and the original campy witch, the witch-like character of Freddy Krueger. She loves all of that campy, like jokey kind of stuff. I'm like, you gotta see this new one, because like I was one of the only people who saw it in the theater, and I was like, okay, like if this is gonna be a trilogy, they have something good set up here. And like I thought they did a really good job of make the original story
reimagining it
was that he was a child molester.
Yes.
But New Line Cinema or whoever was like, you got to tone this down. So he took away that backstory.
Yeah, and they made it was just he killed kids
So
or whatever.
they
But they kind of mentioned it, but they didn't go heavy on that.
Yeah, you didn't really see the pictures that he took of like some of the kids.
Yeah.
and
I hope
stuff.
not.
Yeah. No, but the new one, when they reimagined it, they went heavy on
This new Freddy is 70% kitty porn.
Yeah.
What?
And the other 30% is kitty porn
with blades,
with fire. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I did watch recently the horror Winnie the Pooh movie.
Oh yeah, I hear it's bad. Blood and honey or whatever.
There is like nothing fucking to understand there.
Good about it.
No, like okay, so Christopher Robin goes off to like college and whatnot and leaves them, and they end up starving and having to eat each other. Like, excuse me,
They don't have
were
ramen. Come on.
They were imaginary stuffed animals.
35
and
cents.
Now they're just killing for no reason. Like I it reminded me of the original Hostel. Like I didn't understand it other than it's just some random people being bought to be tortured and killed. Like
Yeah. You got it.
there's
You
no
nailed
you
it
don't
now.
care about any fucking characters.
What's so funny that we're talking about this right now is that so one of the YouTube channels that that Heather and I watch a lot is the Tribals. They're these group of like tribals from a village in Pakistan or India, and they show them American things, right? So they've started to show them movies now, and like so these guys saw Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 back to back, and in Terminator 1 or Terminator 2, they're fucking standing up and cheering for Arnold's character. I was like, no, he was once bad, but now he is good, and they're like. They showed him Final Destination, and these guys' fucking heads exploded.
That
They're
shit
like,
still fucks with
but
me.
they're so religious over there that they're like, no, this is the exact. The guy's saying, and he's like, no, God has chosen, death has chosen him. He cannot run from it. And like they got into that movie so heavy, and I'm like, it made me forget how much I loved that movie when it first came out. Final Destination, the first one, I love that movie because it was like the whole it. What I've liked so much about it was me with horror movies. They've either got to be a really great movie aside from the back of being horror, or they've got to be like directors saying, how can we make a license plate fly off a car and saw a guy's head off and make it look like it actually happened?
So I was like, hold my beer, man.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for 50 years.
Yeah.
So I think I may have a movie that so far I have yet to recommend this movie to anybody, and them have seen it before.
Okay.
And I think
I got one too.
I think it's great. It's called No One Lives.
Okay.
Have you seen No
No,
One Lives?
no.
Have you seen No One Lives?
When did it come out? 1935.
No. If
Burgess Meredith is in it.
Shit, I should know this, but I didn't look. If I had to guess, like 2015-ish, something.
Okay.
Maybe a little earlier.
Okay.
And it's terrible because I can't tell you too much about it because
Right.
it's almost like M. Night Shyamalan type shit, where if I tell you
Okay.
the premise, that kind of ruins half the movie.
Yeah.
Because I watched his newest one also. It was actually pretty good.
Which one?
The Knockers.
Yeah. I hate to say it, I actually haven't watched it because you straight up told the fucking twist.
Oh,
and I'm like, I went to watch it, and I'm like, well, I already know.
Did I tell that on the show?
Yeah.
Ah.
I think it might have been the night where we were pretty well. That's every show.
Every show, yeah.
But no one lives, and like I said, I can't say much more about it other than kind of like Fritz was saying, it's more in that I would say it's more of a thriller.
Okay.
Psychological.
Yeah, it's not a slasher. It's a
no. It is gory.
Okay,
but yeah, no, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a slasher. It's a gory oh fuck, what'd you say? Thriller.
Yeah,
okay.
suspense thriller.
Gory suspense thriller.
Yeah,
No one lives.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really good.
Have you seen Stay Alive?
No.
That would be up your alley.
Okay.
Because
with
it's
John
a-
Travolta?
No, it's a video game where the video game is called. It's a movie based on a video game where the video game's called Stay Alive. So if you die in the video game, you die in real life, and you die exactly how you die in the game.
I have not seen that, but that's a remake of an old movie. I just watched the original to that, like it's like from the 60s.
Yeah,
or something.
it didn't do well because there were no video games in the 60s, so people didn't.
No, it
People
was,
didn't understand the premise.
or maybe it was 70s.
But it was
Regardless,
green
it was like it was when they were like, oh, we're gonna put you in this virtual reality, and it looked like the little handheld games you used to get that looked like a wristwatch.
Yeah,
like that
Tamagotchi?
was the virtual reality. It was like, oh, this is bad.
You said you have one too?
About what?
You said you had a movie to suggest?
for us.
Oh, I mean, I do, but speaking of video games, I was going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah,
that would
yeah,
be a good
yeah. Oh,
segue.
yeah.
Okay, so Bushy, I know, plays video games.
I do.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
You dabble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
And-
video game I've been playing
You
recently is
dabble?
like old.
We call that a dirty casual.
A dirty casual, yeah. And like, I don't mind, like, if you are a casual video game player, like on the Fritz podcast, Man Daddy will talk about, like, he puts the difficulty on very easy. He just wants, like, he gets it if it's scary, but like he wants a lot of ammo, like just in case, and then the game is over and he's got 200 rounds of ammo.
Yeah.
That's fine, but a lot of people I know just want to play it on normal things like that. So Hello Games, they released a game in 2013 called No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
a procedurally generated 1,000 universes kind of game where like if you could go anywhere you want in the cosmos and you could find planets to land on and explore. So Starfield came out this year on Xbox, and it was a game that it was touted. They kind of took the No Man's Sky thing because when No Man's Sky came out in 2013, a lot of things were promised from Hello Games that people were disappointed in. I remember I bought the game, and then when it came out, I was like, what do you do? What's the story? And it was like really difficult to play and like no difficulty settings. It was just kind of like, this is the game, kind of like the old 8-bit.
That was the
console
game
Nintendo
that
games.
when you first got it, it was you
and Josh Fowler.
you and Pinkman and Josh Fowler, Pinkman, and Dan Orr throwing the control back and forth between the three of you,
going to different planets,
trying
It was
to find
tight.
different planets.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So over the course of 10 years, they've been continually making upgrades and absolutely for free DLC content, and people are still playing this game by the millions.
Yeah.
10 years later. So Hello Games announced that, again, to preface, Starfield that came out said there's going to be 100 planets.
Okay.
90 of those are completely devoid of life. You can just find them and like catalog them. Hello Games announced at the Game Awards a couple days ago, their next game is called Light No Fire, and it's the world's first open world game. It is a world where it's bigger than the size of Earth and it is procedurally generated. You can play with people online. You can explore the world, and there are mountains that are literally miles high, not video game mountains. So it would take you months to climb mountains.
Oh, wow.
And people are like, Hello Games, dude. Like seeing where Starfield is going, chasing their ass, and then running in the opposite direction. And they're going to set them up for failure because I tried Starfield for 3 days, and then the Xbox that I borrowed, it was a first gen. It broke. So I played it for about 20 hours, but I was like, it's cool, but like it kind of just pushes you to the planet. There's no exploration. Then when you get there, you're like, all right, I want to go back home. Then you're back home.
Well, you have the 5 console. You have PS5 now, right?
No, I have PS4, but
PS4,
this was
okay.
an Xbox.
I have the 4 too.
Yeah, it was an Xbox that I borrowed. Hello Games saw what Starfield was doing because Starfield has been working on this game for 6 years. They say 20 years. Bullshit. Hello Games has seen that. Oh, they're fucking jockeying my ass.
Yeah,
they're going in the opposite direction. Their game is just going to be one world that you can explore. What are your thoughts on that? Did you see that?
I got a lot of input on both of these things. That the Starfield.
I think it's fascinating
because, like I said, most of the time when I bring up video games on the show, everybody's eyes become glassy and it gets quiet. But when I'm done, I'm like, okay, hey guys, I'm done talking about video games. We get back to the show.
Yeah.
But no, okay. So first of all, No Man's Sky, absolutely correct. They promised a ton when it came out. It was trash. I just tried it last year for the first time.
It's great.
It's really amazing.
It's fantastic.
It's amazing. My only problem with it is it's still kind of lacks
mission
and a direction.
Meaning.
It lacks direction.
Meaning, right.
So because I probably got about 5 or 6 days of playtime in it.
Yeah.
Got all my ships built up, everything. Okay, I'm a badass. Now I'm gonna go do the story. And then I'm like, wait a minute, there's no story. What I've been doing is the game. The game is just to kind of exist in the game. There's not a lot of story.
There are things you can do though. Like you can go and talk to people or alien life forms and things like that. You can learn what I think is cool. You can learn words of dialects.
Okay.
And you get trophies for like the Gek word for intruder or interloper.
Okay.
Things like that, which is cool. But for the most part, Starfield has them beat on the overall mission story mode.
So here's my problem.
Like
here's my problem with Starfield. After 8 to 12 days of playtime, that's 24 times. You know what I mean? Like actual 24-hour days of playtime. I built many bases on different planets and everything. And then I find out when you go to Game Plus, you lose everything. The only thing you keep in Starfield on Game Plus is your skill points and I think the weapons that you have equipped when you move forward.
So what is Game Plus? Like when you're done with the game?
So that and if you didn't get to that point, you actually
I only played it for 3 fucking days.
Okay. Well, here's
the Xbox broke, my man.
Well, here's the thing.
It fucking broke.
That's what's so
it sucks. If anyone out there listen, please give me your Xbox. I'll give it back. Promise.
So that's actually the groundbreaking thing with Starfield is that there's, if I'm not mistaken, 32 individual game pluses where it changes. Like I heard someone even had a playthrough where Sarah, the main female character, she was a plant.
Really?
In somebody's game.
Yeah.
Like it really and if you know the story, it makes sense with the story.
Because there's multiple timelines. Blah,
but
blah,
I've
blah,
never
blah,
played a game in my entire life where you can spend 8 days of playtime in base building and scanning flora and fauna and all this shit, and they take it all away from you.
So Dirt, you would like this on the 33rd playthrough. Someone recently posted on their 33rd Game Plus. They go to the Constellation like Explorers Lounge, kind of like the British National Explorers Society kind of thing.
Right.
And they found their first generation character they made, and it was them. And their character turns around to them and starts talking to them, and they're like, "What?" Which is cool that Starfield did that. It's on the 33rd playthrough. You beat the game 32 times. On the 33rd playthrough. It's the first, like how you first go, okay, well, this is what Scotty Pizza is going to look like. Scotty Pizza turns around and starts talking to you, and they have a kid and like all these crazy things.
That's very cool.
Which is neat.
It is very neat, but my problem is, how are you going to take a game, say that you have 100 planets to explore,
and 99 or 90 of them are useless?
Well, I'm going to be real with you. It's not really different than No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, because it's procedurally generated, somebody did the math, and out of like 1.7 million planets, there's really only 12 iterations of, and they'll be like, it's this lizardman, but a different color. This one has 3 toes instead of 4.
Well, that's the thing. So like, I also like, replaying No Man's Sky, I put it on like the easiest difficulty, and I immediately found like 3 paradise planets, and I had never found a paradise planet.
That's
like back in 2013, 2015. But when you find one, you see that there's a lot of things to do.
Yep.
But like dinosaur bones you can dig up. Like, shit.
But yeah. So I guess in summary, No Man's Sky really good. Have kept updating it and are being fresh.
And that's a good like. Nerds out there are like, my man, and now they're like Sean, like he's the owner of Hello Games. They're like, Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Sean, I'm building the world. Which is really fun. But,
That's awesome.
yeah, it looks good though.
But yeah,
if you can you pull up the Light No Fire trailer?
Probably. I can't show it, but I can pull
Well,
it up.
We can at least watch it.
Yeah, we can watch it.
But then real quick, No
What's the
Man-
name of it?
Light No Fire.
Okay.
Cool video game name, right? Yeah. Light No Fire. Like take only photographs, leave nothing but footprints.
Right.
Light No Fire.
But back to Starfield. Fuck Starfield. I put 24 hours into or 12 days of playtime into base building, only to find out that if you want to see the rest of the game the way it's meant to be seen, you have to bail on everything you've fucking done.
For sure. So this is.
Oh wow.
It starts off with that massive. So this is all procedurally generated. When you walk towards it, it'll just happen. An unexplored Earth. Look at this, beautiful, and an ocean. You can actually dive into the ocean and find animals.
So games that have
how cool is this? Look, there's a coral reef, and then you're popping out of it right now. Oh, it's a lake, and there's a dragon you can ride. It's cool though, right? It looks good.
Have you ever played a game called Subnautica? It might blow your mind.
Is it like the cool conceptualized undersea one?
The entire game's underwater. Yeah. You're basically your plane or spaceship or whatever crashes.
Look at that mountain in the background.
You've got a raft, and that's where you start from. But 90% of the game is played underwater, and
on a dragon.
I have never been so creeped out in my life. Like,
yeah. Oh, it's scary.
You get like a certain amount underwater. No, okay, I've got this much air, this much armor, and then all of a sudden a fucking. So Subnautica is really what you don't actually fight anything, ever.
Yeah.
It's all about surviving. If you see a giant, creepy fucking sea monster,
Get away.
You better hide. Now, here is the coolest thing about Subnautica.
Look at this thing.
Shit. Look at
Look,
that.
watch.
No, that looks
watch.
great.
Look, it starts moving. Isn't that cool?
No.
Is that that's a wildebeest riding a horse?
It's like someone with antlers. And then look over here, far left. This thing that they're walking towards starts moving. Look, this giant sculpture starts moving.
Oh yeah.
Cool, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
But
Beautiful.
like, it looks great.
Yeah.
And it's all because people wanted Hello Games to succeed. They wanted No Man's
Yeah,
Sky
that's
to
fucking
work,
nuts,
and
man.
it did, because
I just can't imagine what goes into that.
they are the exact opposite of Rockstar Games. Rockstar Games doesn't give a fuck about who is playing their games. They literally they it's like they're trash to them. Whoever plays their games, it's like you're an idiot. Like that's the Rockstar Games.
I mean,
vibe.
have you met,
Hello Games is the exact opposite.
Yeah, but have you met the Grand Theft Auto community? They're not wrong.
Thank you. And RDR.
They're like, can I have a car that has the F word for gay people on it? Yes.
Just
I'll play that game.
My man.
That's the GTA people.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You
I
unlock
want to
that
go to
level
shoot someone
12.
and yell the F word.
Yeah.
Real quick, back to Subnautica for 2 seconds.
Oh, I got you on that gamer nerd talk now.
No, oh yeah, you
Man, you're looking
got
real
me
good
bro.
right now.
So
I'm a little glazed over.
so
He's
last
groaning
thing,
them panties right
last
now.
gamer shit. Okay, God damn it! And now I feel like this is gonna be anticlimactic. Okay, so Subnautica, like I said, it's terrifying. You're down. The deeper you get, it gets pitch black. You have to have lights to see and everything. So when you're riding in your subs or anything, there's bubbles, air bubbles you'll see come over your cabin and stuff. They actually designed, and I found this out after I've been playing it for a while, because I'd be like going to be like, oh shit, there's I see the sea monster, you kind of see a shadow in the distance. Oh, I better run. They actually programmed the game so that these bubble formations and some of the shadows and shit mimic the actual enemies to freak you out, but they're not actually there. It's just a shadow or just the bubbles.
See, that's
They
cool.
fuck with you. Oh, dude, it's creepy, man.
So before we go to break, we do have Fritz has a special announcement. He wants to make a. This is the first time you're announcing this publicly.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Okay. Exclusive. And all of you who listen, we talk about Fritz all the time. Fritz, my brother. Obviously, we've been playing music together for 25 fucking years. And in fact, did they announce the date for the show yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
so
you can announce it.
Is it public or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we won't do that then.
But who cares?
What part of exclusive did you not understand?
No, I was saying that's not my. I was just saying, like we play together at the Just Okay holiday parties with Sabby's Little Helpers. Me and him have been in multiple bands together over the years. But so you have an announcement that has to do with your musical career, right?
Yes.
All right. The floor is yours.
Okay, so do it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
No,
so
tomorrow.
it's kind of a long story, though. I thought you were going to go to break.
You wanted to go to break and do it when you come back?
Yeah, I mean, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
We'll do
I
that.
have something funny to tell you right now.
There you go.
Owen is texting me.
What is he texting you?
Baby boy.
God damn it! You told him about the jumper cables.
He's like,
texting
Fritz
me.
is over there?
No. So first there's a video. I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but it's of Samantha, and it says underneath, hasn't stopped, won't drink. And I'm like, I'm sorry, did you change her? Yes, twice.
Tell him to grow some titties.
Go some titties, you bastard.
But then I told him, like, try to go in the rocking chair with her, let her sleep by your side on her side. And he's like, of course she stops crying because she's being fucking held. She cannot be on her fucking own. My grandma fucking broke her.
He's losing his mind.
Mad as hell.
All right.
I will tell you, we literally had to like wrestle her away from his grandmother. She like holds her. The second the baby cries, she's over there picking her up and then calling me saying, I think she's hungry. Sissy's hungry. Oh my God. Like nonstop for a week.
Hey, go figure. Oh, go figure. Granny, Granny's probably jealous of you because that's the one thing she can't do. She's like, well, she's hungry. Oh, you got to take the baby away because I can't.
I don't
Like,
have
can't
what
do-
you need.
Yeah.
Mama, come over. She needs you. Here, Mama will take care of you. But no, literally every 5 seconds that she cries, his
That's
grandmother
great.
was like, she's hungry. Sissy's hungry. Then when we go look at the lights in our new neighborhood, Samantha falls asleep in the car like most babies do. And she'd be like, Sissy likes the ride. I think Sissy likes the ride. The whole entire time, Owen's losing his fucking mind. every fucking time we're in the car with his girl, Sissy loves the ride. I think Sissy likes the ride.
She might finally
literally-
have somebody she likes more than Bushy.
I know, but Owen's like ready to like shoot himself in the head because
What the ass would I get on the air?
How creeped out would you be if grandma just popped a titty out and started nursing your kid?
Take notes, honey, with a cigarette.
Sissy likes the dust.
But yeah,
All
so
right.
now he's like fucking bullshit because every time I leave the house, she needs to be picked up. Like she just screams the whole entire time I'm gone. So it's because I'm gone and his grandmother like
That's fucking
holds
great.
her the whole time.
So here, let's do this. We're gonna take a break. We'll come back with Fritz's announcement. We lost an icon in television this week, if we haven't mentioned.
I
And
still
then we
wanna
wrap
talk
it up
about
with
goddamn
Bushy.
Snoop Dogg.
We'll wrap it with Bushy. Yeah, there you go. When we wrap it up, when we do your rapper cap and your booty clapper, we can talk about the Snoop Dogg story you want to tell.
Sweet.
All right, this is if I should fall from grace with
Oh
God.
my God, I love this song.
1988 from the album of the same name, The Pogues. You listen to Pop Culture Radio.
He comes in hot right here. Here we go.
I shall fall for grace of God, where no doctor can relieve me from buried beneath the side.
I couldn't believe it when they said he was 65, and I'm like, God, he never seemed that old. And then I saw those last pictures of him, and I'm like, fuck, man. You know, he just seemed bigger than life.
He had encephalitis.
I know.
Not his fault.
This line was always ours, was the proud line of our fathers. It belongs to us and them, not to any of the others. Let them go, boys, let them go, boys. Let them go down in the
Sicker, the hottest craze in passive messaging technology. Singstagram. You speak it, we sing it. For all the good times.
Congrats on graduating.
Congratulations on your graduation.
And the not so good times.
Sorry to hear about your loss.
Ooh,
busted.
Sorry for your loss.
When you have a song in your heart, but you can't quite get it out. New phone, who dis? I lost the phone. Or total avoidance.
Can you just let him know I'm not into him?
Stay away from her. She doesn't want to talk to you anymore.
Singstagram. Every message can be a song. From the makers of Sicker.
Baseball, apple pie, your grandmother's fried chicken. These are great institutions of the American dream. And let us not forget another icon of the greatest country on earth, a German-style Mexican imitation lager. Now that's America. Here at Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery, we've been bottling up freedom for over 6 years, and we encourage every American to embrace their God-given freedom with their lips. Want to work as a pedicab driver and play Pokemon Go all day while enjoying one of our Imperial Cuck Stouts? The Badass Hangry Eagle says, "You do you, brah. Literally, we trained one. It says that. America. Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery. America AF.
Badass Hangry Eagle Brewery.
You enjoying the game? It's a nice day. A little hot.
God, Dad, shut up already.
What are they saying? I can't make that out. I'm trying to. I mean, we should chant along.
You're
but
gonna embarrass me.
I'm just trying to sing along.
At a soccer match, but feeling a little left out. We've all been there before. If this is your first time watching soccer, we can help with the new app, Soccer Dad. With Soccer Dad, our patented algorithm will scan the crowd to pair it with your local team's custom songs. Turns into
Your sock has a hole.
Wow, that sounds a lot less aggressive than them.
Well, what about this classic?
Your neighbors drive a car.
Hey, our neighbors do drive a car.
You are so stupid, Dad. I hate you.
I'm just trying to be your friend.
Soccer Dad. We can't make your kids like you, but we'll try. From the makers of Sicker.
Builder's Blocks. Hey, I'm Shay, owner of Builder's Blocks. We get it. January, New Year's resolutions, no one has time for that. Right now at Builder's Blocks with a Z, Central Florida's most ripped gym, we pay you. We literally will pay you and you won't have to work. It's simple. Join and bring 2 friends. Sound easy? It is. We'll even pay you more if those friends bring friends. Stay swole with the pros, only at Builder's Blocks. Discounts of pre-approved groups of 5 or more.
From PP Boy Records, the 28th installment of the #1 compilation, bringing your favorite songs from the early 21st century. Now that's what I call dubstep. Featuring artists like DJ Schmutz, Duckhead, 28 Punch Monkey, and Andy Templeton. For example, who could forget this ditty? And of course, this heartwarming toe tapper. Do you remember dancing with your best girl to this one? It's a blast from the past, from your bar mitzvah. Nothing says mazel tov quite like this. Now that's what I call dubstep. Only on PP Boy Records. For centuries, humans have pondered their place in the cosmos, waiting for proof of alien life. Until now.
Wow. Are you watching this?
Hello, testing.
Incredible. Incredible.
We listened. For the first time, they have made contact. We are not alone.
Feels good to get this thing off this helmet, yeah? The thing gets ripening, you know? I've been fighting in this thing. Fighting in this thing since Pluto. You know what that smells like? Fighting in this thing, it's just recycling in my helmet here. How you doing?
But were we ready?
Now leaving the European Union, that makes 12. Oh, the humanity.
Hey, come here, pull my finger. Come on, pull my finger. I'm cooking up some hot chili here. Come here, come on, pull my finger. I got a hot one in the tube. Come on, pull it. Hi, Mr. President.
Can humanity survive?
He can't be intelligent life.
Had we built that damned wall.
Tune in to Fartificial Intelligence, only on Orlando's Super TV 3.
Now, from Future Entertech comes the latest killer app, Sicker, taking care of your tomorrow, today. Call in sick while avoiding accountability.
I couldn't believe it. I had this super hot guy stay over, and I just couldn't even. All I had to do was answer a few simple prompts.
Dear boss, with my deepest regrets, I,
Angela,
am unable to perform my duties today due to...
No, I'm sick. Stomach, headache. I'm sick.
Sincerely,
Angela.
Sicker's patent-pending algorithm is designed to get you a hassle-free day off whenever you need it.
I woke up with a case of anal glaucoma. You know, I couldn't see my ass going to work today. Let me tell you, sick is a real life changer.
Dear boss, with my deepest regrets, I am unable to perform my duties today due to...
Johnny, you gotta get ahead. See what this head does. All right, let me get a shot. Shot for everybody.
Sincerely,
Sicker, taking care of your tomorrow, today.
We've all been there. You thought you had a great idea for a dispatch, but it just wasn't good.
This is Cobra Kid. Just checking in.
Sure, it's hard to be original.
What up, C-Lane? Sabrina, I love you, duh. Sean, you're a dick.
You try writing a joke while you're using a weed whacker.
I damn near killed her.
Can I get a magnet?
Embrace the fellowship of the 95%ers support group.
Wiggle, wiggle. Pop, pop.
Remember, you are the 95%, so maybe they have the problem.
Education can be the most important decision of your life. So why not invest your life savings on one of the best? Altamont College. Welcome home. This above-average college will help you decide if college is your calling. Whether you're a doctor or physician, a teacher or librarian, a farmhand or otherwise, Altamont College, let us wow you with promises.
Looking for professional installation for that fence? Don't want to do it yourself? Look no further than Fence Crafter, Central Florida's newest and coolest wall building company. If you're like me, you want a yard wall built exactly for your personality, and Fence Crafter will absolutely do it for the least amount of money. If it's important to you, we'll do it, guaranteed. Custom painting, 3D print renderings, and free shipping is the Fence Crafter way of business. Call or find us on social media for your free estimate. Fence Crafter.
Do you like pudding? I mean, really like pudding? Have we got the palace for you? Built on repurposed Native American lands, Pudding Palace boasts the most name brands and well-known traditional gelatins from every country on Earth. Our Yelp reviewers speak for themselves. What about you there in the sweatpants?
My mom drops me off like twice a week. It's awesome. I'm 45.
And what about you, little lady?
I came here looking for love. I found pudding.
Hey, buddy, what's your favorite part of the Pudding Palace?
Sneeze guards. Talk about elegance. I felt like I was in an actual palace.
All right, I see a bit of a line. Good. Okay. Getting kind of busy here. Let's just go and see what's going on around the corner over here. And hey, sweetheart, what do you think of Pudding Palace?
I never knew pudding could be so fancy.
Well, there you go. As you can see, we got nothing
Seriously?
but satisfied customers here at the Pudding Palace.
And my check was for
No,
$65?
no, focus on me.
What sort of mother?
Brandon.
Establishment is this place?
Someone doesn't have our rewards card. Come on down to Pudding Palace. Pudding Palace, where pudding kings are born. The Blackwell Building, Wednesday, 9:15 a.m.
Why are you standing so close to the printer?
The paper's so warm when it comes out.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was the only one.
Oh, this place is freezing all the time.
I know, right?
So I'm not the only one?
Ladies, if you have time to be standing around, you certainly have time to be working. Don't you have anything you could be doing right now?
Yeah, like maybe have a core temperature of more than 65 degrees.
It's so cold. I can't type.
I don't know. It seems fine to me. I just get back to work. That's all I want.
I can't.
Someone needs to take charge around here.
Someone needs to light a fire in this bitch. Give me the papers, Alice.
Wait, what?
Men are always telling women what they can and can't do with their bodies. Now they have a stranglehold on the AC.
Hold on. The thermostat is right over there. Literally, I can see it from here. It's 20 feet away. I have no control over that.
Oh, right. It's always somebody else. Never you, Harold.
Smash the windows!
You guys realize this is a felony,
My
right?
nipples could cut diamonds, Harold. Diamonds.
Like, you're going to jail, or at least there's a hefty fine.
Cold as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Old thermostats are the #1 leading cause of workplace violence. Don't be Harold. Always keep your thermostat set to 82 degrees. It's the only way to stay safe. You've seen the phenomenon of making a murderer. Now it's time to go a bit deeper. Super TV3 now brings you Making a Shoplifter, the documentary tale of a man accused of an unspeakable crime.
Hey, hon.
I'm sad.
Oh, yeah?
No.
You know, just try to think of the good times, huh?
It's been 56 minutes. I still have to pee.
Oh.
Yeah, they let me go once. I've had a great pop since then.
You know you're not allowed to have those sugar pops.
No. WrestleMania's next week.
Don't worry, okay? Your pops is taping it.
Hulk is gonna make a comeback. He's just misunderstood.
New witnesses.
I saw him with the bag of buggles. I knew exactly what he's doing.
Drama unfurled.
I've worked here for 16 years and we've never had bugles.
The riveting drama.
Have you guys seen my buddy? What got the witch fingers? Been waiting for like 54 minutes.
Evidence mishandled.
Well, have you tested the evidence?
We always test the evidence.
Yes, but have you tested it for hot fries?
We generally don't test for hot fries. I plead the fifth.
Making a Shoplifter. Only on Super TV3.
The war on vending machines is hitting closer to home. It's hitting the workplace. Salutations! My name is Dr. Patience McCracknuts, PhD. Reap the benefits of healthy living with Dr. McCracknuts' line of tasty vending comestibles. And because Dr. McCracknuts knows a thing or two about those mid-afternoon doldrums on lethargy, we have started dispersing vitamin B12 syringes in all of our vending machines. Lift your spirits and carry on, ladies and gents. Your hunger just met its worst nightmare. Dr. McCracknuts.
Coming to a vending machine near you. Tonight at 9 on Orlando's Super TV3. She's a nun with a secret past.
I must confess, I've never ever taken confession, never.
He's a 12-year-old genius who plays by his own rules.
Oh, DDoS hack of NORAD. Child's play. First, soccer practice.
Together, they are Penguin and the Rookie.
It's never gonna work, rookie. That's what Bob said about birth control.
Two paths, one journey, where salvation and puberty collide.
Defuse the bomb already, honey. I can still catch happy hour. Chill out, you old bird. I have 15 seconds and 10 are for boobies.
Start the habit. Penguin and the Rookie on Orlando's Super TV 3.
Every year, people spend thousands of dollars on pedigreed show-quality dogs. Fancy, right? Now look at your own dog. I'll wait. Feeling like the dollar value of your beloved pooch might be a little lacking? Hi, I'm Charlie Sousa. With my patented formula for canine restoration, my team and I flipped over 800 dogs last year alone. And this year, we hope to double, triple, or even quadruple the value of your domesticated best friend. Paid $100 for your chihuahua at a rescue shelter? We'll take that little shaky son of a bitch and duct tape a spoiler to his hiney, increasing downforce and road traction. Bingo, bango. Bongo, that mutt is easily worth his weight in pewter commemorative figurines. It's as easy as that. Has Rex's eyesight started to fail in his twilight years? My system will teach you to prop him up in front of a piano while wearing sunglasses as we pipe in the music of a beloved king of blind piano, Ray Charles. Rex's net worth has just increased by 11%. It's just that easy. Flip That Dog LLC is the only solution you'll need for all your dog estimates, restoration, and reappraisal. Hire us today or buy my new book, Life's a Bitch and Now I'm Rich, by Charles Sousa. Call now. Don't spend money on your pooch. Make it. Flip that dog. Woo!
You've seen the phenomenon of making a murderer. Now it's time to go a bit deeper. Super TV 3 now brings you Making a Shoplifter, the documentary tale of a man accused of an unspeakable crime.
Do you know why we brought you in?
No.
Oh, you know what you did?
No.
You stole something.
I ain't stole nothing.
What was it?
I ain't stole nothing.
Yes, you did.
I bought this with 2 quarters. I had them the whole time.
What did you steal?
Nothing.
The riveting drama.
I don't know who planted them crumbs on me, but they don't want me out of this security booth.
The shocking admission.
Hey, hon.
Yeah,
What you doing?
nothing.
What you doing?
I don't know.
Yeah? Well?
I don't know.
Yeah?
You know.
Well, what they got you there for?
Yeah, I've been sitting here about around 18 minutes. Ma, I really have to pee.
You at the mall?
Drama unhinged.
We have the evidence, the surveillance tape. Your Honor, he stole a bag of bugles.
I hate bugles.
Sir, you are currently wearing bugles on your fingers.
Playing witch fingers don't make me guilty. I just like to have a good time.
In a new 18-part series, Making a Shoplifter. Don't miss a single second. Only on Super TV 3. Orlando's Super TV 3 presents a real-world comedy filmed in front of a live studio audience. Locker Room Talk Live. Let's see what the boys get themselves into this week.
Make sure there's plenty of towels in there for when the racquete ball game is over with.
We gotta mop the shower real good this week. I know they go and pee in there.
That's not pee, though.
That not be though?
Hey, I just checked my 401k on the way down here. I'm rolling in it, Bobby. I bet you let me grab him by the huh? Yeah. You should be so lucky I get my hands on your mother's you son of a bitch.
Holy moly.
You goddamn you have offended me, sir.
Hey, I'll stuff you back in there like a goddamn bowling ball.
Oh, yeah? Well, your mother has the size of her and if you don't like it, you can take it and shove it way up your Stop touching him.
I'm the stork. Your mother, I'm the stork.
Well, no, they're horsing around for real. Oh.
Tune in at 8 to see what people are willing to accept this week. Locker Room Talk, tonight at 8, only on Orlando's Super TV 3. Sunday, we bring you the first politically correct monster truck rally. Unless, of course, you find that to be inconvenient, in which case we'll have a matinee on Tuesday. Featuring such non-offensive sports vehicles as appropriately sized foot, mild-mannered canine, funeral service worker and son of funeral service worker, who, although slightly younger, still gets paid a living wage. And current DC truck rally champion, I'm okay with our country having a black president. Price admission includes the entire seat, but you'll only need the edge. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Try to respect the wishes of our neighbors and keep the noise down, down, down.
If you want to live your best life, you need to call me, Jake Berman. My life revolves around sports, but maybe yours doesn't. That's why I'm introducing the Jake Berman Betterment Program. Let's hear from a few satisfied customers.
He's changed my life. His classes, they mean everything to me.
Excuse me. Sorry.
need something?
Cheryl, I'm going to need those reports on my desk that we talked about by 5.
Do you see my lips move? I am talking to
sorry, I
a
didn't realize
friend.
that you were talking to
Can't you see I'm talking to someone?
But don't take my word for it.
Jake's teachings really helped me process the death of my grandfather.
Here we are to honor this man who loved immensely, who held tightly, who caressed.
Hey,
gently.
come on! Is this a wake or a wake me up? Wrap it up, buddy! Come on!
I'm Jake Berman.
The canals and the bridges, the embankments and cuts, they blasted and dug with their sweat and their guts. They never drank water, but whiskey by pints, and the shanty towns rang with their songs and their fights. Navigator, navigator.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is Navigator from the Pogues on the album Rum, Sodomy, and Lash from 1985. This is it's funny because we were just sitting here. I'm like, I know what I want to end the show with, but I asked Fritz, I was like, what song should I play? And he's like, this was his favorite from this record.
I love it. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's just one that I always think about.
Yeah. This was an old traditional song, though, right?
I know that he didn't write it. I
Yeah.
don't know who wrote it. But, you know, like, the whole Pogues catalog is littered with songs that he didn't show up for the session for.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my favorite song, the song that I would love to be played at my funeral, is a song called Shane Bradley, if you want to pull that one up.
Oh, yeah.
That one's really
What
fucking
record is that
fantastic.
on? That's on...
Just type in Shane, Shane Bradley.
Yeah, hang on. I think I know what you're talking about. It's on...
It's a B-side. I think it's on that one. Yeah, at the end.
Yep,
Yep,
right here.
Shane
This
Bradley.
one.
This one's so good. He didn't show up for the session.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
What a majestic sounding band.
This has got that uplifting.
Yeah.
It immediately sounds wistful.
Yeah.
Be happy. And it sounds sad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Happy, 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 happy.
That's like if you listen, there's magic happening right there. And like you're transported to a memory.
That's two
Yeah.
or three.
Are you not?
2 or 3 instruments.
There's a couple. There's like a mandolin. There's a
mandolin, a banjo, a
sitar.
penny whistle.
I know there's at least 2, but I
The
can't
thing
tell.
that you're hearing. It's like plucked. That's a citern.
Right,
Cittern.
Not a sitar, but a citern.
Citern. And then
I think it's funny that
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah. The Pogues
And
had to
accordion
issue
mandolin.
they issued a statement that with the death of Shane McGowan that the Pogues are officially disbanded. I'm like, they've been disbanded for 20 fucking years.
No, they haven't.
I mean, when was the last time they toured?
They got back together in 2006 or 2009.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he
You're
played
right.
until 2016, I think.
Well, yeah, but he was doing his solo stuff. It was just Shane McGowan, right?
Yeah, but it was
And
like after he left, it was Spider Stacy.
Yeah.
That took over.
Yeah.
Singing lead vocals, but yeah.
So there's no lyrics on this song?
No, he didn't show up for the session. He was
I'll,
drunk.
I'll be honest with you.
Literally.
Some songs shouldn't have lyrics.
And that's what's so amazing about this song.
Yeah, no,
You
like
immediately like, are you not transported back? You're thinking of a moment in your life right now.
so
Like that's how good it is.
I'll be honest with you, what it did for me, it gave me a very Lord of the Rings feel.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
love fucking Lord of the Rings, and it gave me a very Bag End vibe.
Yeah.
Funny story, a little
It
anecdote
gets
I'll
better
share
right
about
here. Like
Shane McGowan.
the full band kicks in here, which is even cool. It's like a 2-minute intro, and right here. How amazing is that?
Yeah.
God,
I feel like
I want some mead.
it's a homecoming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I want a
It's so
feast. I want a pig over a spit or on a spit over a fire.
Yeah.
I think it was the 2006 tour. Shane McGowan played that almost that entire tour in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And the reason was because they landed at an airport. He insisted he needed to go smoke a cigarette. They said, "Sir, we are not at the jetport yet." And so he forced the door open, fell out of an airplane, landed on the tarmac, broke his fucking leg. And yeah, tried,
broke his hip. Yeah.
broke his hip. Yeah, and so he had to play the whole tour in a wheelchair.
And yeah, He never.
He was a massive drunk, but
Yeah.
Better than standing.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he ever walked from that period on. He
Yeah.
was always in a.
But yeah, he was just one of those guys.
Yeah,
man.
hip's one of them things that kind of fucks you up.
Why is it so big? That's why I asked myself.
So again, welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. So we when we ended, we teased it so that Fritz, we said Fritz has a major announcement about the future of his music career.
I wouldn't say major.
I would.
So a listener of the News Junkie on Real Radio 104.1 reached out and said that he was a really good friend with Howie D from the Backstreet Boys, and he really likes my band with my fiance Darcy Ricciardi, Florida Slang. And he listened to it pretty much all night one night and really liked it and wanted to know if I would write for his music label or his like publishing house. And I said, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
So I had a phone call with him, and it was cool when he like joined the call. He goes, "Hey Jeff, this is Howie," and I was like, "Hey man." it was just very real, and he's a cool dude. So Darcy and I wrote a song called "Remember Me." And like we wrote it like kind of thinking of Olivia Rodrigo, like a college, late high school kind of breakup song. And it's really, I think, like a high water mark that both of us did. We sent it to him on November 8th. And then 2 days ago, he responded back, "Just had a chance to listen to it. I love it. Catchy chorus, like dig it," or something like, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just like sent it to you. And I was like, cool. And then because I can't play cool, because I'm like, I really want him to pick me as a songwriter for his label, I sent him the second song today.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
So I'm like, awesome. And I waited 48 hours, and then tongue hanging out of the side of my mouth, I was like, there's another one.
What do you say? What do you say?
Yeah, what do you say? So really excited about that.
Yeah. So what's the name of it's Anthem?
Yeah, it's Anthem Entertainment, or I think Anthem Entertainment. And but his music publishing house would be Jacoby.
Yeah.
Just like writing songs like for art, like young and upcoming artists. And I'm like, it's so cool. I'm like, I'm 38. I'm about to turn 39 next month. I'm like, all right, this is the songwriter era.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I've got the 2 songs, and if you want to hear them, I have a SoundCloud page. Just type in Jeff Ilgen Fritz. Those 2 songs are up there. ILGENFRITZ.
I think it's funny that you're like, 38, about to turn 39. I'm like, and you put out like 3 albums a year.
Right.
So like they picked the right fucking guy, because it's like, constantly writing and releasing shit.
I'll be 44 in a few days, and you've probably accomplished more in 1 year of your life than I have my entire life.
I disagree. I disagree. It's all relative.
I will be 46 in like 3 weeks. It's crazy.
We should just kill each other. You want to go out in the forest together and die?
What's the old story?
You fade in Shane Bradley by the Pogues. Dun, 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 dun.
There was There was a fucking Twilight Zone episode where there's this old couple. They checked into a hotel to off each other together.
It's hard to kick each other's chair out from each other at the same time.
Yeah, and what it was is that it was this old couple. They're sitting on the two beds in the hotel room facing each other, and like he's got the gun in her mouth and she's got the gun in his mouth, and they were like on three, and on three he pulls the trigger. She didn't have the heart to do it, and so now he's sitting there. Oh, that was one of those Twilight Zone episodes where I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. You got to feel like a piece of shit at that point. You're like, man, I did it and she didn't have the heart to do it.
Yeah, that's a really dark way to end the story.
He said, do you want to go out in the woods and die together?
You ever seen Stephen King's The Mist?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
No, I've not.
Oh, ooh, rough ending.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about Jeff's new deal. Jeff's writing songs for the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, yeah. Well, no.
Then all of a sudden we got onto
Me and Bushy killing each other.
Yeah, double homicide.
I bring up suicide once a show. Okay? I'm sorry.
I mean,
We
I've
gotta talk
heard
about that.
stories from like coworkers of mine when I worked at Disney about how like her
I
grandmother.
was like, how'd they know how I was planning it?
her grandmother broke a hip, and then when she finally like recovered and got back to the house, she tried to take a shower and slipped and couldn't get back up, and her husband couldn't get her back up either. So they tried to get the neighbor to come and help them, and they were like, this is no way to live. So he sent the neighbor out of the bathroom and was like, don't come in here, and he took them both out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
man.
We got to change
Yeah,
subject.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't know we were rolling down that hill.
Play the song. Play the song.
It's a fucking West Virginia slip and slide.
I'm sorry. I mentioned suicide one time, and everything gets depressing.
He's become that guy now. That's
Well,
what
do
she
you
is.
realize if Owen was here, he'd probably come up with something as well.
Oh, Owen, yeah.
He's the one that wants to go like die as a dog in the woods.
I'm kind of convinced that me and Owen were separated at birth.
Well, speaking of, and I will, I'll here's how I'll segue out of that. Norman Lear passed away this week at the age of 101. Are you
Mhm.
familiar with Norman Lear?
Yep.
No.
Do you know Norman Lear?
Yeah.
Norman Lear was he's basically the greatest sitcom creator in the history of television.
Oh shit!
He created All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Maude, and what he had been doing in recent years is recasting certain episodes that had great like social significance with a new cast. Like they redid an episode of All in the Family with Woody Harrelson playing Archie Bunker, and they did it live on television. And he was actually planning one. I don't know if they're still going to go through with it. I really hope they do. But there was an episode of the TV show Maude in the 70s where B. Arthur's character is in her 50s and she finds out she's pregnant, and she decides it's not responsible for her to go through with the pregnancy, and she decides to have an abortion. And the ending scene is so fucking great because she's standing in the bedroom and she says to her husband, she goes, please just tell me what I'm doing is right. And her husband sits down on the bed and holds her hands, and he goes, honey, in the privacy of our own lives, you are making the right choice. And it was just like one of those scenes where you're like, at that time in the 70s, holy shit, hold my fucking beer. We're going to make a protest over this shit. Norman Lear was just such a great storyteller. He took what was happening in homes all over America, put it on television. And Archie Bunker's character, his whole reason for doing that show was to go, hey, there really are people that are this close-minded out here. Let me put him on television every week so that the people who are that way will start to feel a little bit self-conscious about themselves. And that's what he would do. I mean, The Jeffersons was a spinoff of that show.
I love the crossover when they bring the Jeffersons to.
Yeah. Well, that's how they started. George Jefferson was a neighbor, and then they moved, to the deluxe department.
Moving on up.
Yeah.
to the
yeah.
side.
So that's like, he did that whole episode where
You
Lionel,
can't sing that.
Lionel,
Yes, you can.
yeah, Lionel
know
was
that.
their neighbor that was black. He comes over to the house and he tells the Bunkers, hey, our family's buying a house in the neighborhood. And Archie flips out because he's like, oh, property values are gonna do the, and he says to Lionel, you guys don't want to move out here. There's not a good chicken or rib joint for miles.
Oh.
And Lionel says to him, no chicken or ribs? My God, what is we gonna do? To make fun of Archie for making that comment. And that was the whole idea behind that show, was that this guy's a fucking idiot. and here's everyone in his world knows it, and they point it out to him on a regular basis. I mean, Rob Reiner played Meathead, his son-in-law, and Sally Struthers was his daughter. Rob Reiner, we all know Rob Reiner, Carl Reiner's son, a phenomenal filmmaker. You know, it's like
that's the only thing he's ever done. Carl Reiner's son.
No, I'm saying
I will
he was
say-
Carl Reiner's son. Who Carl Reiner was the one who created the Dick Van Dyke Show. Then Rob Reiner ends up on All in the Family thanks to Norman Lear, and then now he's an amazing filmmaker. He's made
This is
films.
Spinal Tap.
Yeah, this is.
Sock boot.
Yeah.
You meathead.
Yeah.
What happens if there's a fire? You only got one fucking fight complete.
And a sock and a sock and a shoe and a shoe. Not a sock and a shoe and a sock and a shoe. You put on a sock and a shoe and a sock and a shoe, and then a fire takes place. You got a sock and a shoe on one side, nothing on the other, and you got to run out the door. Yeah, it was this whole argument with him where he's just
He probably knew how to use jumper cables though.
That's mean.
But anyway,
Hey,
if
you
anyone's interested,
started it.
there's a CBS Sunday Morning did a profile on Norman Lear on his 100th birthday last year, and it was Dan Rather. I think it was Dan Rather. They interviewed him, and he talked about like if he was still doing television now. And Dan Rather said, "What would if you were producing a show for this season, what would it be?" And he said it would be a 13-year-old girl. He's like probably some of some ethnicity, an immigrant. He says carrying the whole weight of her family on her shoulders because she knows and they don't. And I was like, that's just the way he described that. I'm like, yes, the kids are always the ones that like, hey, oh God, 50 years ago, man, black people ain't that bad. And their parents are like, you shut your mouth. And the kids always know they're the next generation coming up is going to be cooler with things than the last generation was. And I just thought it was cool. He said you have a 13-year-old immigrant girl that's carrying the weight of her family on her shoulders. I'm like, that's happening all over America every day right now.
Mhm.
It makes me wish he had made that fucking show.
She had a lot of training.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Norman Lear, if you want to check it out, it's all over YouTube. The special or the segment they did on him on CBS Sunday Morning, but definitely check it out. It's well worth a watch.
Cool.
So are we going to do the wrap up with Bushy now?
Well, real quick,
Yeah.
the whole Snoop Dogg thing.
Oh, yes.
So Snoop Dogg announced that he was quitting smoking.
I heard
Did
that.
You hear about
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
It penetrated so far. I was walking through to go
Which
to the
is such a
bathroom.
stupid thing to like actually go that far.
Well, I don't know if you know the whole story. So
I
was-
do, which is a stupid thing.
Oh, I
to go that far.
Oh, I fucking love it.
I don't know.
So it made it so far that my mother, who knows nothing about nothing, I'm walking through the room one day. She goes, "Did you hear Snoop Dogg quit smoking?" And I looked at her, and in 5 seconds, I said, "There's no way." I said, "This is some kind of marketing thing." And she's like, no, he said he quit. And then I probably had 5 people within less than a week. Hey, did you hear? I said, he didn't quit smoking. I said, it's got to be some kind of marketing thing. Like within 2 or 3 days of this all going down, he comes out, he's endorsing Solo smokeless stoves.
Oh, God.
And even, have you seen the commercial and everything?
No, I refuse to just because
see,
everyone was fucking duped. And as soon as I, heard it,
it's such a good fucking troll.
as
Like,
soon as
he
I heard
troll-
it, I go, that smells like a fucking marketing campaign.
Right. It's but dude, and the commercial's so good. He's like, Snoop. So I heard you give up smoking. He's like, isn't that kind of your whole thing? And he's like, yeah, but I'm tired of my clothes smelling all sticky, icky, blah. And then it's like zooming out, and he's like roasting a marshmallow over this thing. He's like, I go smokeless with my Solo gas stove.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And I was like, man, I called that shit in 5 seconds. So you did too. Like
What's the name of the company?
Solo.
Then you bought it.
Yeah, no, absolutely
You
no.
bought it, and that is a successful commercial.
Like I said, I'm sorry.
100%.
I'm sorry you're mad at it.
I'm
or
not
whatever.
mad at it. I'm just saying I saw it. I saw it happening.
I think it's fucking.
and then when it happened, I go, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
See,
behind the scenes on that shit all the time, working in
he
radio.
used to
I
hide
like
in
that
a
even
shed in
more
his
than
backyard.
that I called it. I was like, that's some marketing shit. I was like, that dude ain't gonna smoke for 40 plus years. and then just quit smoking. And I even had people tell me, "Oh no, he went on his Facebook or Twitter or something and said that he was doing edibles because
he
he's
posted
tired of
Instagram
smoke."
photos
And
of him looking like tired and strung out, saying day one no smoke. Like
No,
he was
to
he was,
me greatest troll of all time, because there's like nobody's mad or hurt in the situation. He made fucking money.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love. I think it's great. I was like, fucking bravo, sir.
Actually, and you heard the one about the Instacart. Or, like he's got the commercial. Was it DoorDash?
I don't know.
Or
He's got a commercial
Instacart,
for
where he
fucking
does
everything.
he did a music video and a song for I think it's DoorDash or Instacart. But either way, he was talking.
Doorcart.
It was it.
Door cart.
Oh, anyway, he says in
Instadash.
Somebody had mentioned it in an interview, asked him about it, and he said that he was I guess it was DoorDash. He was ordering DoorDash to his house so often that it sent off an alert to the company, and they're like, "Holy shit, Snoop Dogg really DoorDashes a lot." And they're like, "Hey, would you like to write a song for us?" And he's like, "Can I get that shit for free?" And they're like, "Sure." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do a song. I get free DoorDash. Yeah, I'll do the song."
Well, because he's door dashing his weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. He charges $300,000 for 30 minutes.
What?
So if
For
you
a
want him to be on your song, he charges $30,000 and he starts working.
Oh,
and
wow.
then when it's over, you might have to pay him $1.5 million, and then I think for the music video, it's also $330 for every 30 minutes. Or it's like
30 minutes of work.
Yeah, him being on set.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I love it how he's like, "You're gonna pay me, I'll be there. Like, I'll find something to do."
Well, the amount of people he touches is
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, and
the range of
For sure.
demographics
You mean
is
like Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
dude. When my fucking mom brought it up to me, I'm like, really? Like, you're still up on Snoop Dogg? What the fuck? Like all she does is watch like Sunday morning, preacher stuff.
Yeah,
all
She's
day.
the only one that got
only
that.
one that got that.
Wait,
Only
what?
one.
She's the
I
only
might
one
have
that
been
got
the
it.
only one that actually paid
You
attention.
said the number of people he touches, and I said like Kevin Spacey.
Oh, I think you said Kevin Hart.
No,
thought
I said like
Oh,
Kevin
Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
Making
Oh,
this joke,
I saw there's a new thing coming on Netflix
yeah. What?
with Kevin Hart and Chris Rock.
They're coming on Netflix.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
What, is
there's a documentary
Mhm.
about them being friends and also like how they started in
Lovers?
the comedy
Oh.
in the comedy world.
Okay.
And they have Jerry Seinfeld talking about it and other comedians talking about like their careers. And they actually, I think, come together and collab at the end.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out for sure. But
It's coming soon.
It should be
It
called
hasn't come out yet.
Hard Rock.
That's the tour they did.
Is
Heart
it?
Rock, the Heart Rock live tour. It
Oh,
was Chris
really?
Hart. Yeah, they just wrapped it up, but they were touring together as a co-headlining
I think
act.
that's probably why they do it
Yeah.
in the documentary.
Yeah,
Kevin
probably.
Hart and Chris Rock was the Heart Rock live tour.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but and speaking of Chris Rock, have any of you guys watched Ruskin yet?
No.
I need to watch that. He's got a movie on Netflix right now where he plays Maynard Ruskin. He was the first like openly gay black political activist. Like he's the one who orchestrated the March on Washington back in the 60s. And like he was a guy that was like, I mean, you're black in the South and you're gay, and he refused to fucking hide it. Like he was like,
Who is the actor?
Chris Rock
Chris
plays
Rock.
him.
Okay. I didn't
Chris
know
Rock. I saw the trailer or the teaser when they first announced that he was going to be playing him. He like lobbied for this movie to be made for years. He wanted this guy's story told, and so when I saw the teaser, and I don't see Chris Rock at all. Like he totally embodies this character. So I haven't watched the movie yet because it's a 2-hour plus movie. So I need to, you got to be ready for something like
to
that.
Sit down for that.
But I'm definitely gonna watch it. But he's definitely at the forefront of when you talk about historical figures in the black community as well as in the gay community. Like he was the first guy that was like, he was to openly say, yes, I'm gay. And if you don't like that, then it's your problem, not mine. Like people weren't saying that shit in 1963.
Yeah.
So but when I saw the teaser, I was like, Chris Rock obviously poured himself so heavy into this project. So it's worth a watch.
Poured himself into gay pretty heavy.
I mean, It was like I
Is there
remember
any other way?
I remember this was like 20 years ago now, but Bobcat Goldthwait was telling a story on stage, and he's like, he made a joke about Johnny Depp because when he did the movie Blow, and he's like, my God, and he's like, I was in a movie with him. He's like, but if you're in the same room with Johnny Depp, good God, is that a handsome man? And he's like, I mean, I wanted to fuck him. And he goes, I hope he doesn't listen to this album because then I have to. He's like, Bobcat, what was that joke about you wanting to fuck me? And he's like, it's just a joke. And he's like, but if I was gay, y'all wouldn't be here right now. He goes, because you just paid $20 to see me. I remember Margaret Cho when she was straight, and you could see her any day of the week. Because I'd be over at the Coliseum right now, and you'd be paying $100 to come see me. And he was saying how he was like, speaking of that, what's wrong with me? Somebody get up here. I need to suck a dick right now.
Jesus Christ.
Well, Bobcat's one of those guys. He's been doing for years. Like he was like pro, like he was pro gay, pro LGBT before anybody was. And like he's been like,
well, if you like suck a dick, I mean, you gotta have to
his
be.
one of his best friends is Jello Biafra. Like he grew up in Boston in the hardcore and the punk scene. He was one of Kurt Cobain's best friends, and like he was one of those guys that for years has been making fun of like the homophobia, where he's like where I grew up, he's like all the men would go hunting during the winter time, and they were like, what's wrong with you, Bob? What are you, queer? You don't want to go hunting with us? And he's like, no, go and get in your matching outfits and go sit in a tree with Earl. I'm gonna stay home with the women folk. He's like, it was just so stupid, like the whole like redneck big chested bullshit. Like he's made fun of that for years.
Oh, I hate rednecks. And it's funny because I look like a redneck,
and we
I've been assumed to be a redneck many a time.
3 out of the 4 of us in this room grew up in a town where it was like that was the majority.
Oh yeah. No,
well, I always call Owen a redneck. All the time.
You have to know how to hook up jumper cables.
I mean, that's true because there's a dichotomy there.
Got him.
There's a dichotomy there that he doesn't know how to hook up jumper cables, but when we do karaoke, he wants to sing Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah.
Or Alabama.
18-wheeler.
Well, I mean, just he's seen a movie.
Yeah.
Mean he's like, he knows.
Well, no. So this is the second time I've had to help him with car issues. The first time was the Ram was on an incline and it had a nail in the tire, so he was changing out the tires and plugging that one. And he couldn't understand why the truck kept rolling
I was gonna be so mad when you get home.
on the fucking while it was up. And I was like, "Did you put the emergency brake on?" And he was like, "Why would you do that? You're on an incline, babe. What do you mean? Why would you do
jack
that?
it up and the thing's gonna roll off the jack? He's lucky you didn't lose a leg."
I had the same issue when I was a teenager, and like I was the tomboy of the group, and my friends were jacking up the fucking car, and the jack split in half because the car just rolled backwards. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you put an emergency brake on so it doesn't fucking roll, you morons? And none of them could get the fucking tire off. I'm the skinniest person in the fucking group, and none of them could get any of the nuts off. I was like, I don't even weigh enough to fucking jump on this to get it off, and I can do it myself. Like, you all are fucking retarded.
In this segment of Bitch That by Britt.
All right, let's wrap it up with Bushy.
Real quick. So
Yeah.
usually when it's just the two of us, it's a Dirty Bush show.
Yeah.
And Owen said he wasn't coming. I didn't know Fritz was coming yet. But so then it was going to be me, you, and Britt.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe we shouldn't call it the Britt Dirty Bush show.
Yeah, that would have been a sound call.
Fritz
Are you
Dirty
okay with
Bush
it?
show.
Fritz
Yeah,
Dirty Bush?
I'm cool with that.
With Fritz. This time.
Fritz Dirty Bush show with Fritz.
With a
how you
sprinkle of Fritz. All right, so
And after you say that, it's the Brit Dirty Bush show with Fritz, and he goes, "It's me."
Hey,
It's me.
you don't know the visual that I got, like what he's popping out of.
Is it a cake?
It looks like my beard.
Hey.
Well, depending on who you are, I guess. Are you aware of the rapper cap and how it works, Fritz?
No, I don't think so.
Basically, it's a true or false.
Okay.
I've got 5 or 6 names. Some are real, some are made up, rapper names. And you have to tell me whether it's rap, real, Cap, it's fake.
Okay.
I can tell
Okay.
you, Owen has only won twice
Okay.
since we've started.
Actually, I think you won once and tied once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Won once and tied once.
Brit and Dirt pretty much fight it out. quite a bit. So first,
He's also more in tune to that genre, so he might
Maybe
have a
not.
right,
might have an upper hand
and
on
so
me.
it's weird. So because when you told me Fritz was going to be on, I was like, I got to do something a little more lyrical. I got to stay away from the actual bass fetishes
Okay.
and booty
Yeah,
clap.
yeah.
I'll
Okay.
go a little bit more lyrical this week.
Okay.
I went with what I think is very mainstream choice.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I've been wrong. I've brought up things that I thought all of you would know and nobody had a clue. So I was
Okay.
just like, whatever. Hopefully everybody likes this one.
Okay.
But first of all, we got Big Chemo, and we're gonna go left to right here. So
me first?
Dirt Fritz Brit. Yo.
Okay. Big Chemo.
Big Chemo, rapper Cap.
Oh man, I want to say that's rap, only because there's a song line that's running through my head right now. It was, I think it was a Jeezy line, but still, I think that might be rap.
Big Chemo, Fritz, rapper Cap.
Oh, so I have to also say?
Yeah, no, it's a competition.
I'm gonna say Cap.
All right. And Brit, what do we got? Big Chemo,
Ow.
rapper Cap.
I'm sorry, my tits hurt so much right now.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one.
I was nursing your grandmother earlier. Your grandmother.
Oh, grandma.
That is Cap.
Oh wow, I was wrong. Okay, so
we
two,
got,
1, 1,
1,
0.
1, 0.
Okay.
All right. Next we got NLMS Vent Vino.
Okay, one more time. Slow it down. Más despacio, por favor.
NLMS Vino.
NLMS
Vino.
Vino. NLMS Vino.
Well, he goes first.
I'm gonna say that's got to be Cap. No, that's got to be rap, because I don't think you're creative enough to make that shit up.
You say that every,
Wow.
he says that every episode.
I think Owen
There's
does
at least
too.
one every
You're
episode
not
where I throw
creative.
it.
Fuck you. This segment's stupid. NLMS Vino.
Fritz.
I'll say Cap just because that was really rude. And I don't stand by that.
Stick around. I'm way ruder than
Oh,
yeah.
Have you heard what I said about Owen?
Also
kinda,
rude.
It's kind of what we do here.
Also rude.
I'm gonna say rap. Not for the reason that Dirt came up with. I just feel like
Yeah,
I've heard that.
I'm man on my own island.
I also
get
think
it.
that that's also rap, but just out of protest, I'm going to take the L on this one.
What do you want?
I stand by Cap.
Okay.
I stand by Cap.
Okay, so it is rap.
Thank you.
So now we got
I was
two-
right.
2 to 1 to 1.
I don't want to be right. that was unacceptable.
Well, you should hear Owen. He sits here and he's like, "Well, you
Yeah,
know,
you're missing
so let me
break this
this
down.
is
What
gonna
does
be
each
very-
letter in that maybe
In
mean?
1767, there was a guy named Jeff. Like, what?
And well, you know, that's probably part of a song, and then this is how this goes. He's gonna kill me.
He
when
works that
listens
shit
to
out like
this.
it's a word, it's a word math question from like the 8th grade FCAT.
It's almost like he's taking bubbles and like I can't.
All right, next we got La Kappa.
La Kappa.
La Kappa.
I think La Kappa is rap. Wild
I'm
guess.
going to say Cap.
I'll do an Owen thing. La Kappa, the cap.
I was wearing a hat one day.
That's
That was a
probably
cap.
that's probably a Spanish rapper, so I'm gonna go with rap.
All right, so you're saying rap?
Yeah.
Okay, La Kappa is rap.
All right.
So you got 3 to 2 to 1. But I appreciate the fact that you lost one because you
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Because he believes in me.
All right, next we got Floza Nostra.
Floza Nostra?
Floza Nostra.
Is that like
La Cosa Nostra?
oh,
I would assume.
Floza Nostra?
Floza Nostra.
Okay, flows. No, okay.
Are you-
All right.
are you-
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm gonna break this down. Flows and
I wanna
noses.
say
That's
cap.
like floaties. I put up my nose.
I'm gonna say cap.
I'm going to say Cap.
I put that up my nose. Floaties. Flows and nose. Cap.
God damn you all.
Ah!
I did make a Flo's Nostra.
Did you get it from Flonase?
No.
But Owen would sit there. No, that can't be right.
Because I'll be honest, I was thinking about
Flonase.
Flo's Nostra. It was like it sounded like what was the Dracula?
Should I said La Flo's Nostra? Would that have been better?
The Flonase. That's what he would come
I was
up
like
with.
flows, like that sounded like something. I'm like, yeah, I could see somebody calling themselves that. And then when she said
rap-
Flonase, I'm like, oh god damn it, I'm not getting
You know
called
what's
that
even
one.
worse is when I came, I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. And then y'all are just like, Flo's a Nostra.
That's right.
You
He
suck.
Nostra, his flows like Nostra.
He knows them
Flonase.
Flostras.
I'm
God
sorry.
damn it.
I'm
I guess
sorry.
I'm not that creative.
I love my fiance.
I thought Flo's
Me
a
and
Nostra was
him-
good.
No, it was.
That's a good
but,
one, that's good.
but that's how Owen would think. Flonase.
I had to be. We had to be skeptics at some point.
I put that shit up
So what
my
do we got?
nose.
So of course Britt's got pretty much perfect again.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the last one, like I said, J. Cole.
Oh, that's rap.
Rap.
Okay. Like I said, I figured this one was pretty mainstream, but I was looking for something a little more lyrical. I had showed you some stuff before, but I don't think I showed you anything that was, I'm talking about dirt out when we're just chilling on the porch.
Yeah.
I showed you a Joyner Lucas J. Cole song.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then we got busy or something, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to show you J. Cole one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you haven't heard J.
No,
Cole.
no,
right?
no. I know who he is, but I'm not familiar with his catalog.
Okay, so we got a J. Cole Middle Child.
All right.
You good, T-Minus?
Not a booty clapper, just a good ass
Niggas been
song.
counting me out. I'm counting my bullets. I'm loading my
You heard
clips.
this,
I'm
Fritz?
writing down names. I'm making
No?
a list. I'm checking the
I haven't
lists
heard
and
this
I'm
one,
getting them hit. The real ones
This
been
is J.
dying.
Cole,
The fake
though?
ones is
Yeah.
lit. The game
J.
is
Cole's
off balance.
amazing.
I'm back on my shit. The Bentley is
I
dirty.
love how
My
he,
sneakers is
talks
dirty,
shit about
but that's how I
Kanye.
like it. You all on my dick. I'm all in my bag. As hard as it get. I do not store powder. I might take a sip. I might hit the
He's like
pump, but
old
I'm liable
generation,
to trip.
though,
I
right?
ain't
He's
popping
not
no
new.
pill, but do
And
what you
listen to the
wish.
lyrics
I
in
roll
this
with
song.
some
Like,
fools.
I really
Is this
like
a new
I
song?
got a few mil, but
No,
not
this
all
is like
of them
4
bricks. What
or
good
5
is the
years
bread?
old, but
My
he breaks some
niggas is
shit
dope.
down.
What good is
Yeah,
the
he's
drugs?
great.
My niggas can't shit. That's my next mission. That's why I can't quit. Just like LeBron, get my niggas more chips. Just put the
2019.
Tag on my wrist. This watch came from Drizzy. He gave me a gift. Back when the rap game was praying like this. They act like two legends cannot coexist. But I never beef with a nigga for nothing. If I smoke a rapper,
They act
it's
like
gonna
two
be
legends
legit.
cannot
It won't be for
coexist. I
clout.
love
It
that.
won't be for
Yeah.
fame. It won't because my shit ain't selling the same. It won't be to sell you my latest sneakers. It won't be because some niggas slid in my lane. Everything grows, it's destined to change. I love you, little niggas. I'm glad that you came. I hope that you scrape every dollar you
Wait for that
gain.
chorus
I
to
hope you
kick
know
in,
money
though.
won't erase the pain. To the OGs, I'm thinking
It
you
gives me
now. Was
goosebumps
watching
every
you
time.
when you was paving the ground. I copied your cadence, I mirrored your style. I studied the greats, I'm the greatest right now. Fuck if you
Studied
feel
the
me, you
greats,
ain't
I'm the
got a
greatest
choice,
right now.
man. Do no promo, still made all that noise. This shit gonna be different. I set my intentions.
Ready? Here we
I promise
go.
to slap all that hate out your voice. Niggas been counting me out. I'm counting my bullets. I'm loading my clips. I'm writing down names. I'm making a list. I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones been dying. The fake ones is lit. The game is off balance. I'm back on my shit. The Bentley is dirty. My sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it.
There
You
we
all
go.
on my dick. I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel.
Nice.
Promise I am never letting up. One day your mom will make you rip. Foot is on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the squad, don't give a fuck. Pistol in your hand, I'm dead in the middle of two generations.
That's
I'm
great.
little bro and big bro all at once. Just left the lab with your 21 7.
When he's talking about two generations, he's talking about. It sounds like he's talking about the throne.
Old school and new school.
Okay. Remember the
But he
throne?
said he takes
Kanye and Jay Z.
Say
it again.
Kanye and Jay Z look at the throne. I thought that might be what he was talking about.
We raised by mamas, Lord, we gotta hear. We hurting our sisters, the babies as well. We killing
So,
our brothers, they poison the well.
Speaking of your
We
segment
set
here,
it fair.
you
I'ma
showed
make sure
me
the
somebody
real will
a couple months back,
Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky, and then I was telling Fritz about it. He had come over to the house, we were hanging out, and I was like, "You ever heard of Lil Dicky?" And he's like, "Yeah, have you ever seen his TV show?" I'm like, "That's exactly what you said to me when you're like, you know who Lil Dicky is?" But then Jeff showed me the video for Freaky Friday
Yeah.
with Chris Brown. Like that shit was hilarious.
That's really clever.
I had no idea who that person was until you mentioned her on the show. So
Lil Dicky is a fucking monster.
I'm learning more and more about hip hop culture every week because you're bringing shit to me, so I think it's pretty cool.
Sweet.
And last week I didn't know there was a
Tight.
woman named Glorilla. Glorilla.
That was in the. If you're looking for the just booty clapping, Glorilla. I don't know if you've heard before, but like I'm not usually a fan of the female rappers so much. I can't even give you a good reason. Just doesn't resonate.
I think
with
the
me.
same reason why guys will say like women comedians aren't funny. It's because they're talking about something you can't relate to.
I like.
Again, that's why I
get my
do too.
period.
I do too. But I think that's what it is. It's like whatever their content is. Maybe it's just something you don't
Glorilla,
relate to.
I like
so
that hood. I like that hood shit, and Glorilla for some reason just comes off to me as a real ass hood chick. Like, like fuck you.
Because music, I think, is the biggest where it's I guess the easiest way to like describe like what I'm talking about is like there's an ass for every seat. Like I might not like a band or an artist or a song or whatever it is, but it doesn't mean it's not good. It just means it's not my thing. But maybe it's because I'm not of that generation or I don't relate to it that way, but someone out there does. And if it helps them get through the day, then fucking kudos. I'm glad it exists, you know?
Yeah. Do you want to hear something cool?
What?
All right. So have you heard of Doechi from Tampa?
No.
Type in right here, DOECHII. It's not going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah. Doechi, she did the theme song for a Black Lady sketch show, season 3 on HBO.
Doechi?
Yeah.
And what's the song name?
It's just type in Doechi, a Black Lady sketch show. She's amazing, and a Black Lady sketch show.
Yeah, but is
one
there
of the best.
Is there a particular song of hers you want me to play?
No, you just have to type in the theme song.
Okay.
Doechi, a theme song, a Black Lady sketch show.
Okay. All right.
It's incredible.
Black Lady sketch
That
show
right
season
there.
intro. This
Yep,
one right here?
there. Yep.
Right here.
This shit is so tight. Listen to this shit.
We told them we was kings. We showed them the machine. I been give them the keys. I been flew overseas. I been knew I'm
Tampa,
a queen.
Florida.
I been knew I was free. I told them. Goddamn. I been whipping the road. I been booking the shows. I been taking the hoes. They been calling me dough. I been picking the clothes. I been knew I was gold. I told them.
So wait a minute. Have you heard Glorilla?
Right here. How fucking tight is that?
You know what? You might
Tampa,
actually.
how badass is that shit?
It is.
That shit is so good, right?
If you like that,
One more time. You gotta play that shit again. It's so good. I love that. We told him,
Dirt,
goddamn.
Dirt, tell me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong. If he likes that, he'll probably like Glorilla.
Yeah, what was the song
Right?
you played last week from Glorilla?
Duetchi is slept on. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, that's great. That's awesome.
Blessed. I think Blessed was last week's booty clapper. Have you heard Glorilla? When it comes to rap, I think enunciation is 90% of it. Like really, like some people. And she's almost like a little Wayne kind of thing where she just like says stuff kind of different to me. I don't know. Like,
yeah, she does. Her pronunciation is definitely like part of her style.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like her beat, like all her shit goes really hard.
He got 99 problems and the biggest one is me. He got all of these little bitches and the biggest one is me. Keep a mug up on my face. I know they trying to get
I don't like
tea.
it
I
either.
don't be fucked up by
No.
nothing cause I be smoking weed. It's cool to have a name of things. Some I need it, sweetie. If you want a buddy back, you gotta tell me
not for me.
please.
I dig it. It's just not for me.
All right.
So it's the closed mouth, like that to me is like singing in cursive. Like if you hear people like
Singing in cursive?
mispronouncing
That
words,
is the
yeah.
greatest. That's
Singing in
awesome.
cursive. It's like no.
I've never heard singing in cursive.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. No, but he just reminded. No,
It just sounds like everything I've heard.
Let's
you
see.
know, like it's cool, but
Let's see what song. Like, is there? Okay.
There's got to be more.
Yeah. So here we go. Doechi. Doechi.
No. Let's go to Glorilla.
Oh,
right?
you want to see what else you got?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wait, look up FNF.
I mean, there can't be one that I judge an entire
Glorilla
musical.
No,
overall,
no,
but
you're probably
yeah.
gonna hate this even
I don't
worse.
All right,
know
let's
if I like her voice. That kind of throws me.
FNF. Let's go.
Yeah, I kind of held back on this one. This shit goes a little hard. Like I said, I made no secret. I like the hood shit.
Is it Tampa South?
I don't know, but I know he's gonna hate this more than he hated the last one. Probably.
I like the beat better.
I'm F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free. That mean I ain't
No, I like
gotta
this more.
worry about no fuck nigga cheat. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again.
She's
Outside
pushing the
hanging out
beat.
the window with my ratchet ass friends. I'm
She's in front of the beat, which is cool.
Gotta worry about no fuck nigga cheat. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends.
Yes, she's excited this song. I think the other song was just like she's like devoid of personality.
Yeah, I like the way she sounds in this song a lot better.
She's excited. She's obviously amped. She can't wait for the beat. She's on top of it.
You can catch me out in traffic.
Listen to that.
With your hoes.
She's excited.
Popping out at parties, got a booty.
I'm excited.
This is fucking dope. Yeah.
Living fast, nah, pussy boy, you slow.
Fuck
Hey, we
yeah.
hopping out in red lights, twerking on them headlights.
You know she's
She
digging
say
the
she can't come
studio, dude,
outside
like-
today. That means she's scared, right? I be put up in the winter, in the summer, pop out at night.
There you go.
Bragging on that nigga top, you better hold his head tight.
What?
Listen, I think she goes in.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I like
good.
a lot of the shit she
Yeah,
does.
that's tight.
Got my foot up on that
Duetchi has a lot of like experimental stuff.
Oh, really?
Duetchi, yeah, I feel like Duetchi is like a true artist. She could, and she's young. She's like 23 or 24. She could really do anything.
Yeah, so
But the
she's
fact-
like-
the fact that they asked her to do the theme song for a Black Lady sketch show.
Yeah. Oh,
which is a huge platform.
Speaking of which, so you are the one who turned me on to I Think You Should Leave by Tim Robinson sketch show on.
Yeah, he's
on
all right.
Netflix.
No, I love it.
Okay, so watching it the other day, and
I love that. Let's go.
Well, it's funny because the name of the song is FNF, but then parentheses, let's go.
So I was watching I Think You Should Leave, the Tim Robinson sketch show.
Yeah.
And there's a episode, there's a sketch on there where it's like there's a house party going on, and then there's this old man that's just telling dirty limericks to a group of people. He's like the next door neighbor or whatever. And it was
You did Dracula Flow already.
No, it was hilarious. But I'm like, oh, this is funny. And then I noticed in the corner of the room, there's a buddy of mine is in the sketch. Preacher Lawson is one of the
Oh,
party
shit.
guests. He's sitting in the room on the couch with his drink, and just like they're all aghast at this guy. And I'm like,
It's amazing.
it's so funny that like as soon as I saw him, I'm like, you know what probably happened? Because I know Carmen Morales, who's also a friend of ours, that started doing comedy at Austin's Coffee Shop. Jeff worked there. I did open mic, like all that shit. She was on a show with it was Guys Grocery Games, and she was the guest of Ron Funches. So I'm like, Ron Funches, I already love. Carmen is hanging out with Ron Funches now. Then I see her on her Facebook, and just a picture of her and Tim Robinson having coffee at a Starbucks in Los Angeles. And now Preacher Lawson is on that show. All Austin Coffee, Winter Park comedy alumni. I'm like, what probably happened was he was shooting that day, and he asked Preacher, hey, you just want to hang out? Yeah, I'll hang out. Just sit in this room and just pretend like you're offended by this old man's jokes. You know what I mean? It's just so funny that like people I know and that I used to work with and see them come up. Now they're doing these things, and I'm like, that's fucking hilarious, man.
That's great.
But
Well, that's like you reminded me. Did you see the picture I sent you of the Ernest Saves Christmas thing?
yeah, this Apopka Snake Farm.
I couldn't believe, like, I knew that it was filmed in Orlando, and you can see like Barnett Bank or whatever the hell it is now.
Yeah,
City
yeah.
Ba- you see all those buildings. You knew it was filmed in Orlando. You could see like the exits and I-4.
Yeah.
I did not know that for about 5 minutes straight, there's an old ass truck that says Apopka Snake Farm. In the
Yeah,
movie.
that was
I thought-
great.
I was like, holy shit.
I actually found that movie on DVD recently. Well, I say recently, within the past couple of years.
It's a DVD.
It was because that movie wasn't available on streaming services for the longest time. There's still a handful of movies that you ever seen the movie Outside Providence? It was Alec Baldwin. There's a handful of people that are in it. You would know Amy Smart. Anyway, that movie's still not available streaming. Don't know why. Can't find it anywhere. But Ernest Saves Christmas and Ernest Goes to Jail were not available streaming for the longest time. I found them on DVDs in those like 5 movies at one price, like combos at like a Walmart bargain bin. But that's the only place I could find that movie until about like 2 years ago, and then it popped up on like Amazon now.
Goes to Jail was always my favorite.
I see
Where he played the 2 different characters. He
Yes.
played the evil Ernest too. Yeah.
I love having like a hard copy of a movie because I love watching the deleted scenes. I love like
Heather's the
finding
same
out
way. She has to have it.
everything.
Yeah.
And also I love the box sets. Like when they have the it like Saw came with a puzzle.
Yeah.
I love things like that.
Yeah.
So me, I love having a physical copy just so I can have everything.
What's funny you mentioned that, because just this week there was actually an article that was put out by, I think, Popular Science, saying that physical media is dead.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, that's absolutely not true.
Well,
Because
I saw another article that said that the people who have physical copies, and even Christopher Nolan was like, if you have a physical copy of something, you own that. Like, no one can take that from you. You can
can't-
always watch that.
You can't own anything on streaming, especially when
Yep.
it comes to certain movies. They move around from one stream service to the next.
Yeah.
And some of them you gotta fucking rent.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. So me, I like to have a physical copy, so that way if I can't find it anywhere and I don't want to fucking rent it, just pop it in the DVD player.
It's funny
Blu-ray
because
player.
I've had every female I've ever been in love with leave me. Like, I have no problem with things.
That is funny.
I have no problem. I have no problem with things leaving my life. So like streaming is fine for me. Like I'll go to watch something, like it's gone. Oh, there's something else. like, whatever.
Well, like Heather's
Move
a giant.
on.
Heather's a giant fan of Ryan Murphy. Anything Ryan Murphy does. And so, last Christmas, actually, she asked my mom always put that email or that text out of the email. What do you want for? And so Heather said, "Well, I'd like to have all of the American Horror Story, series on DVD." And what's funny is each one of those has the bonus features and the behind the scenes, and then but they also each one has a video feature that is telling the story of the real story of what happened that led that the story's based off of,
right?
Which is super cool, especially the one like in New Orleans where it had to do with the Madame Larue house in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It tells the whole story about that and how they came, how Ryan Murphy decided to make that the feature or the center of his story and base it. Yeah, so it's cool stuff. Like, those features are not on anything else. Like if you go to a streaming service, you might get the trailer and a teaser and then the series, and that's it. You don't get all those special features.
Well, like on Hulu, they have The Grinch, Jim Carrey's one.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing so much more in that movie than I've seen on any other streaming service. And I'm like, when did this scene happen?
Right.
I've never seen
It's like
this
a longer
part
cut
before.
or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
And it's like, not because I watch it so often on
Yeah.
Hulu, it only has like that 2-second pause in between where there would be a commercial on Hulu.
Yep.
But I'm like, oh my God, there's
Yeah.
more here, and they talk more to Martha May, and there's more about Cindy Lou, and they it's almost like you get the deleted scenes automatically,
I will say this, the last thing I'm going to say before we sign off here is that I saw something recently where Dave Chappelle was talking about the Grinch, and he was talking about the song "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch," and he's like, everybody, he goes, it's a 4-minute song of people bitching about this guy's attitude. And he's like, maybe his attitude would be a little better if there wasn't a guy singing about what a piece of shit he is every 5 minutes.
I've always hated that song.
But I will tell you, I love Boris Karloff, and I think he did.
Oh
an
yeah,
amazing job
his voice
with
in that
that
original
song.
cartoon is
Yeah.
fucking amazing. So let's finish up the show. And I said I would play it at the end, but this is the number one. This was the number one song in America Friday. I don't know if it is anymore. Fairy Tale in New York, featuring Christy McCall. This is the Christy McCall. But this is a Christmas song by the Pogues. Shane McGowan and Christy McCall. Christy McCall. And so after nearly 40 years, they have their first number one hit. You've been listening to Pop Culture for Mr. Bushy here, Boston Britt, and Fritz. We'll see you guys next week. Until next time.
I turned my face away and dreamed about you.
Pop Culture Radio has been a weird Florida production.
Came in late 10 to 1. I've got a feeling this year's from